right. We are back. Episode number 17. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Dave.
I was wondering, could you do this for me for about 90 seconds? Okay, get ready. It goes like this. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Could you do that for 90 seconds?
I don't think... Can you do it again one more time?
Okay, it goes like this. Happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. That's what you're doing.
Oh.
That wasn't what I was doing. I was going.
Is this all to prove that Brandon doesn't have a cock in his mouth while we're doing this?
This is a one-take fucker.
Yeah, it is. All right, I don't think you can do it. So I'm going to premiere our brand new intro, and I needed that background music. And if you can't do it, you can't. I guess I got to go without.
Fail this again.
Well, Christian, I knew you couldn't do it, but I had a feeling Brandon may be able to. Just, I don't know.
It's been a while.
No, you can't do it?
Wait,
Okay. All right. I can't do everything. I can't.
Why we're getting new music?
Yeah, that's the music, and then I'm going to read the intro. See, I can't do the music and the intro at the same time because I only have one mouth. Oh, that's not bad.
Not too bad, Brandon, yeah.
That sounded like me. Did mine sound that bad?
Yeah, yours wasn't in tune at all.
Yours sounded like...
Yes. Yeah, you were going... Exactly. He was going... Or, happy Halloween.
I can't do it.
Okay, I'm reading it without music. Fine. Okay, this is our new intro. 3 necrophiles have come together to bring you mild rumblings, controversial reviews, epic rants, and plenty of jokes. Introducing first the man who reluctantly watches found footage movies and is a French-Canadian extremist. He sells autographed Clive Barker laser discs and thinks that he's Andrew Dice Clay. Don't call him Afro-Canadian. His name is Christian. He is widely known as a pretty simple guy who sounds like Joe Pesci. His worst enemies are horror hipsters and Big Daddy from Land of the Dead. He said Black Christmas was overrated and a Nightmare on Elm Street remake didn't suck. He's the full-blooded Italian. Clickety-clackety. Dave Z. Finally, we have the man who only challenges himself. He is best friends with Black Phillip, and his favorite horror movie is Friday 7, The New Blood. He loves boys, but hated the boy. He is your favorite Jew and mine. Top of the mops, Brandon. Together they are known for insulting their listeners and extending a helping finger to bleached assholes everywhere. They are the Exploding Heads Horror Podcast.
Yes!
That's for you, JP.
Oh, that's awesome.
Considering we're now, Dave is currently occupying the top 3 spots on the Horrorphilia Network. He wanted to give a shout out to good old number 4.
Yes, I did. Well, JP did a battle rap, and he mentioned you and me in it, maybe even Christian. But I'm not going to come and do a battle rap, so I thought I would make their intro ours. So
there you go. I might be able to battle rap them. I don't know if you know that my pseudonym is Ice Cappuccino. Yeah. Italian gangster rapper.
Right.
So I might put something together.
You might bust a cappuccino in you.
Yeah. Oh, there was one. It was like I had the whole album. There was a whole faux album called Greatest Hits, my only album. And it just had me pimp slapping one hoe, and it was like a domino effect of like 1,000 hoes behind her. Greatest Hits. I thought it was a good play on words. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
And there was a song called I Want to Bust a Cap. A Chino.
If this is true, you have got to play this on the show at some point.
Oh, there's 2 songs. There's only 2 songs that I've actually recorded, but we actually wrote a whole album out for lyric purposes, not the music part. But there's actually 2 songs on YouTube right now.
Now, who's your DJ? Is he an Afro-Canadian?
No, he's not an Afro-Canadian. He's a saltine cracker motherfucker from Toronto.
Oh, is he Italian at least?
No.
Oh, so he's a white boy.
Hungarian, okay. I think.
Hungarian. Okay. All right. Right on. Okay. Well, yeah. Bring it on. You're gonna have to bring it on eventually. Just play it on the show.
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, I couldn't battle rap. So JP again. That's for you. That's the best I got. Well, Christian, I have to ask you a question. I was listening to TGIF 13, not Postmortem. Although I have listened to all Postmortem shows.
It's amazing you're able to listen to anything Christian's on.
Oh, you never think of my feelings, Brandon.
I do. I think your feelings.
Thank you.
See, yeah. That's why I bullshitted. Oh, no. I do listen to those shows, really.
Why can't you sample the music? JP wouldn't give you permission to sample his opening music?
I didn't ask him. It's a surprise.
Oh, so you wanted me or Christian just to hum it?
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted you to do that. So, Christian, I'm going to pinpoint you for a second. I'm putting the focus on you. I was listening to that show.
God, is it awful.
Oh.
At one point, your partner Vince mentioned that at one time you went under the moniker of the Phantom, and it involved somebody named Andrea. Would you care to elaborate on this? I have a feeling you were up to fucking shenanigans with a local newspaper or something.
Oh, it was like the local newspaper was the Brock Press. We're talking about back in university, and it was our third year, and there was a girl that transferred from a fellow like Western University. It's actually one of the bigger universities in the area. Anyway, long story, hopefully short. She came over, lots of attitude, chip on her shoulder. I guess she had a tough life. And, thought the world was out to get her. Always made the side comments like, oh, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Guess there'll be tons of women in the shelter this weekend and stuff like that. And like, you're just like, why can't you just think of like the good stuff? Why does it always have to focus on the negative? So you just knew, something bad had happened to her, but she just threw it out in the world. And her name was Andrea. So,
okay.
Or Andrea or something. I think it was Andrea.
Andrea,
it
like from 90210?
Yeah, it was more pretentious. So then we made a movie. It's actually on YouTube as well, called Director's Cut. One of the main characters was Andrea, and lovingly, I had a buddy that went to Western University, so she was wearing a Western jersey, and just things like that, just to dig a little deeper. And the whole film was about the director's film was banned because it was gratuitous and it had a horrible rape scene and all this ultra violence, so that it was banned from the festival. So he decides to film their deaths and create his new masterpiece, which was really just a snuff film of their deaths. His director's cut. That's the premise of the movie. It's about 15 minutes long. That was it. Did it back in like 95, 96.
It sounds like a movie Brandon would absolutely hate.
Well,
isn't it true though?
I didn't even enjoy the conversation. I checked out. I was listening to the conversation on 1.5 speed.
Yeah. He Dave Z'd me.
Right, he did. He did Dave Z the freaking.
Well, the reason we started with me is so that the audience stayed in tune with the episode instead of just checking out right now.
Yeah, but what about the Phantom?
Anyway, sorry. The Phantom comes into play because, as a side note, we were writing comics to the local newspaper in an article because this woman wanted to ban even the festival name. Because the festival name, you remember U2 had that song, Thrill Me, Kill Me, Shoot Me, Nail Me, Staple Me, well, I don't know.
Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me. From the smashing, from fucking the Batman, one of the Batman soundtracks.
Yeah, so what we did was I didn't come up with it, but the people that came up with the actual festival name did a knockoff of that and called it that name. And she caused such a stink saying it was misogynist and it was anti-woman. And you're like, are you for real?
Is she American?
No, shockingly not.
Right. It sounds like it's an American girl who transferred to Canada. It doesn't sound like a Canadian to me.
I'm going to transfer to Canada.
Well, school transfer, I mean.
Anyway.
She just transferred to the country. She wasn't even in school.
So that actually did fuel the fire for the movie as well. But then, so they called it the No Name Festival to take advantage of like No Name brand up here, like Loblaws and whatnot. It's a Canadian thing. Anyway.
Hold on, time out.
Yeah.
The hatred, not the hatred, but the way you were fucking with this girl makes me think that you and her, you had relations.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Just wanted to bust her balls. Okay.
Yeah, no. No, in fact, I was No, I was in a relationship with somebody else. So no, it had nothing to do with that. And it wasn't even like one of those, elementary school, like, I'm going to rail you because I love you. No, it had nothing to do with that. It was, there was a lot of, I never really hate people, but she really got under my skin. So she definitely irked me. And everything she did seemed to be like, just trying to challenge everything. And I was just like, oh, fuck, just let it be. So, we were doing a whole thing about censorship. I said, I remember I was writing as the Phantom of the Underground Film Festival or something like that. And I wrote all these notes, and it caught wind, and people were like starting to look forward to the next note and whatever. And we were like laughing. Vince was my roommate at the time. So he was laughing because he's like, oh, this has gone on. I can't even believe it's gone on. And people are finding it amusing because he thought it was absolutely stupid. But we just kept writing more and more notes. And they started getting the traction of not the local newspaper, but they said Brock Press, the university newspaper, and they were printing the notes like week after week. There was like two weeks that they printed it, so I don't over exaggerate the whole story. But then we started doing comics as well, like with all the books that you would ban, like Babe, which was a pig movie, nope, because it says Babe. Little Women, nope, banned. And like all this stuff, like just anything that we could do to get traction. The professors were then going, well, I don't know, this Phantom is really starting to cause some controversy here. And someone was like, yeah, and his grammar is absolutely horrible. And I'm like, God damn it, it's me.
You outed yourself.
Yeah, I couldn't take the fact that my grammar was awful. So I had to out myself, so I didn't have to hear them arguing about it in the hallway that day. Yeah. So
it's crazy, though. You had your 15 seconds of fame, I guess.
Yeah, university fame that no one will ever remember. Other than Vince and I. I don't even think Andrea cared. Andrea.
Well,
Andrea. I think the craziest thing is that was the short version of the story.
I know, what the fuck? That was a slow burn story, I'll tell you.
I hate both of you. Yeah. Thank God I got two other podcasts.
It was a good story, though. It was.
Yeah, it was a good story.
I was listening. Look, I wasn't interrupting. I kept my mouth shut. I was like, don't crack any jokes. Listen to the story. It's a good story.
It's a first.
Christian's finally talking about something that people want to hear.
Oh, I hope Brent has another question this week.
Well, speaking of questions this week, we do have one. We got one email. What's cool about this is that it comes from Jason Lloyd.
Ah, Mr. Lloyd.
Mr. Lloyd.
You wouldn't tell us ahead of time.
He never does this. I've never known him to email any of the shows on his network.
Yeah, we're kind of a big deal.
Yeah. I'll
Canceled.
Yeah, we're kind of a big deal. Yeah.
Especially you.
Me, man.
You with your 50 podcasts.
I know. I bit off more than I could chew. Yeah. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
No?
You knew there was a joke there somewhere.
Yeah?
No joke.
Okay, no joke. We're starting pretty clean this week. But nobody's mentioned... Oh, no, I did. I mentioned a finger and a bleached asshole in the intro. My bad.
Yeah, and I was disappointed because you know me. I prefer 2 fingers.
Were you happy with the rest of your intro, though?
He better be. He's been asking for it for the last 15 episodes.
Yeah. No comment. Okay, I'm sorry I said those things. You don't like Black Phillip. You don't like boys. I shouldn't have made the Jew joke.
I love boys.
Okay.
Jared from Subway and I are starting a summer camp together.
Yeah, you, him, and that guy from Sleepaway Camp. Fucking baldies, you know? They're too young to know what's even on your mind. But yeah, Jason Lloyd, thank you for the email. Like I said, I'm not used to seeing him do this, so...
Have you read it yet?
You mean on the show?
You said Jason Lloyd, thanks for the email, like you're wrapping this up.
I don't know, man. I don't know how to host a show. Fuck.
Yeah.
Jason Lloyd. Okay, now I'm going to read it.
Wait, who sent this email?
All right. I'm just blown away by it. That's all.
This is Jason Parker, right, Christian?
Yeah. There's too many Jasons.
There is.
That's not Jason Lloyd.
Oh, shit. Weekend at Jason's. Okay. What's up, Exploding Heads? This is Mr. Lloyd with another movie challenge for Brandon.
Uh-oh.
First off, I wanted to congratulate you on kicking so much ass on the network. Y'all constantly finish in the top 2 or 3 podcast downloads for each month on the network. And first, too. For accomplishing this so early in the podcast life cycle, y'all should be proud of yourselves. Enough sucking y'all off, so let me get down to business of why I'm contacting you. Well, that's okay. I don't mind being sucked off for a few minutes. Thank you.
Yeah.
I hereby challenge Brandon and Dave Z and Christian also, if y'all want to participate, to complete the Dual Project Challenge. If you aren't familiar with the Dual Project, here's what it is. Dual Project was a challenge issued by a producer named Shinya Kawaya to two different Japanese directors, Waihei Katamura, Midnight Meat Train, and Yukohiko Tsutsumi.
Nailed it.
Always. During a night of drinking. Whew. The challenge was for the two directors to battle to see who could make the best feature film with the following rules. Number one, they had 1 week to film the movie. And number two, the story had to be contained to one central location. And number three, the story had to feature two principal actors, actresses in a battle. Kitamura's film was Aragami, and Tsumi's movie was 2LDK.
Oh, good movie.
You serious?
I've seen 2LDK, yeah.
Okay. Aragami is about two seriously wounded samurai who find refuge from a storm, at an isolated temple. The home of a swordsman and a mysterious young woman. But this is long. One samurai awakes to find out that not only has his comrade died, but that his wounds have been miraculously healed. He discovers that he's been given the power of immortality by the swordsman. A man also known as the legendary
That was Brandon.
Himatu Musashi.
What? Are you placing a dinner order or reading a fucking email?
I could have said I'll have the number 6. I know. Musashi now lives in an endless existence as Aragami, a god of battle. 2LKD is
LBK.
It says LKD. Maybe he typed it wrong. Oh yeah, the first time he did LDK. The second time he did LKD.
It's LDK.
Okay.
It's two roommates.
Okay, yeah, two ambitious actresses who share an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
When they've been shortlisted for the same part, and they have to wait for one more night to see who wins the part. As they bicker throughout the night, their competitiveness and hidden grudges turn their apartment into a battlefield. Whew. Those are the longest synopsises that have ever been read on this show.
Synopsises,
thank you. Now the movies aren't straight up horror, as you can tell.
Wait, what did you say Origami was about again?
No, thank you. No.
Yeah, I'm
You
just
can read the fucking thing. I'll send it.
Musashi.
Yes. Now the movies aren't straight up horror, but as you can tell, they're both brutal, bloody, and dark in tone. Both are only 70 minutes long, so they are easy watches. I like them both quite a bit myself. I'd like to see what Brandon thinks of the films, and which he thinks is the winner of the two.
I've only seen one, so I guess I'll have to watch the other.
Man, wouldn't an American Duel project be cool?
Man, what an American.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could, for example, pit Rob Zombie versus Eli Roth to see who could make a more kick-ass film? That's all I have for now, homies. Keep rocking the mics and exploding heads out there.
Wait, so through that 300-page novel you just read, all I have to do is watch one more movie.
That's your challenge.
That's my.
I thought he wanted to make. I wanted all three of us to make our own movie.
That's what I thought at one point. I'm like, how the hell am I gonna make a movie?
Yeah. You guys are done. I win, just by default.
Yeah, you win because I'm not making a movie.
Hey, I've made movies, damn it. And they count.
Yeah. The title is called Bukkake.
I made a Killer Snake movie. I made 5 of them.
I'm doing the kids version, Marmaduke.
That was good. That was the highlight of the show so far.
Yeah.
That was, yeah. But thank you again for the email, Jason. And there you go.
I'm going to check that out next show.
So we're finding a way for Brandon to continue with the challenge. He doesn't have to challenge himself. This is it. He's being challenged.
Every day is a challenge, whether or not I want to get out of bed or not.
That's true. That's true. Well, as long as we're doing that, Christian, what about you? You have anything to report with found footage, or I know it's July is one of the busiest months for the circus, so I know. I know you got shit going on, literally. So have you been able to see found footage?
I watched As Above, So Below.
Aha! Wait, we talked about this, didn't we?
I think I started it. I don't think I think my wife watched it, and I actually never actually finished the movie. So then I went back because I had it on my. When I went back to your list, I realized I'm like, I think I half watched it. And when I went back to it, I realized I only watched like probably the whole setup, like right pretty much when they get into the underground, the catacombs. So I hadn't actually finished the movie.
What'd you think?
So I went back and watched it. I actually really enjoyed that one too. Again, not there, like all of them, and like most movies. There's always something that might irk me here and there, and I wasn't 100% sold on everything that they were doing. But as a whole, from acting, the way the movie was presented, it was actually quite enjoyable.
Cool.
Victory. Found footage.
Yes. So okay, one movie a show. That's all we ask. That's your segment. Write it out as long as you can.
Will
That's
do.
what I say. Yeah, and although you've probably admitted now that found footage is one, but we have to finish it out just for to be complete here.
And I have to do a joke of the week.
Okay, that's another new segment. So now this guy has two segments. He gets to have a joke of the week.
It was asked for because of I posted the oral anal joke, and I was afraid it was going to lose members of the group, and I was just saying it was a feeler.
Oh, so somebody saw that joke that you did in the group page?
Yeah, and somebody wrote, Brandon should have a segment where he tells a joke of the week.
Well, okay. If
It did lose some. It lost me, but I'm on the damn show. Wagga wagga wagga.
Please leave the comedy to the Americans.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, us guys.
So two suicide bombers walk into a bar.
Boom!
Dice voice.
Boom! What a joke!
One says "bada bing," the other one boom.
I'll tell
Wait.
I'll tell a tame one.
Okay.
So a Jew and a rabbi are running out of a burning school. I'm sorry, I fucked it up already.
And a rabbi?
A priest and a rabbi are running out.
I love this segment. This is definitely a new segment.
Me. Segment canceled. Day one. It's over. Now, a priest and a rabbi are running out of a burning school. And the priest says to the rabbi, "What about the children?" And the rabbi says, "Fuck the children." And the priest says, "You think we have time?" Oh! Hey!
I can dig it. I can dig the joke. Yeah. All right. Joke of the week. Thank you.
Joke of the week.
And like I said, Christian, we have to finish the game. You don't go to a football game and not play 60 minutes. So even though the score is 45-3 at the half, we got to give you a chance to somehow beat found footage. So, that sound fair?
Absolutely.
All right. And I'm sure you're enjoying yourself, so why would you not continue, right?
Oh, no, of course. I'm checking out a lot of films. I did say I was going to watch The Tunnel and I believe Hangman for tonight, but once again, schedule's got in the way, and I went back to find The Tunnel. I thought I had it in my library, but I don't. So I was checking if it's on Netflix, and it wasn't.
It's on YouTube, I think.
Maybe that's
maybe
what you guys said the last time. I'll write that down, YouTube.
Maybe not Canadian YouTube, though. Remember.
No, whatever. That was iTunes. YouTube is YouTube.
YouTube A. No?
No, it's just Brandon couldn't figure out how to find a movie by typing the title into the search column for YouTube.
Now in
That's the
Canada,
problem.
do you guys do Halloween on October 31st, or do you do it like a month earlier?
No, just because we have Thanksgiving in a normal time period doesn't mean we do all of our holidays differently.
No, because I had a good costume that we could go as. If I come up to Canada, we could go as Black Terrence and Black Phillip.
There you go. One joke a week.
Hey! It's the second
That's
joke of the week.
That's all they asked for. They're already going, oof.
They didn't even really ask for it.
Somebody did. That's all. That's good enough. Oh, okay. 2 orders of business. The Tunnel is on YouTube. that says The Tunnel full horror movie, hour 31 minutes and 15 seconds. So boom. Remember, Tunnel was the one that I didn't like the third act and was doing the Dave Z 1.5. I recommend it because other people like it a lot. So we'll see. Maybe you'll feel the same way I do, and I can accept it on that movie. So you got nothing to lose with The Tunnel. So
okie dokie.
there you go. Okay, now as long as we're talking about things that have been requested by the Headites here, we have been asked to do a Del Toro show. This happened on the group page. I believe it was the Ram Man put it up there not too long ago, and people voted on it. So, yeah, Ram Man put it up. Been thinking about this a lot lately. Which 3 films do you think would be perfect for a Del Toro retrospective? And we ended up getting, like, let's see, 46, 50.
We're talking about Benicio, right?
Yeah, we're going to do Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Just because. And somebody take it from there. I don't know.
2 others.
Yeah.
I don't know, Benicio.
You guys have no clue what else he's been in?
No, I do. It's like when you get put on the spot. You just can't think.
I just know him from that.
Sicario, and
What a great movie that was.
I haven't watched it yet.
Never heard of it. Sicario?
That's the one that I think I told you guys was, like, came out of nowhere last year. I mean, it
Yeah.
didn't come out of nowhere, but it really didn't do well. Didn't see in the theater, I think, that long. I caught it on video.
Canadian YouTube.
Yeah, no, on demand, on video on demand, and it was awesome.
COD.
Shut the fuck.
Canada on Demand.
Canada, man.
I just
Citizens on Patrol.
Mo.
all I know is there's so many Canadians just helping Mexico out build that wall. We will pay for it, and we're building the wall. One big circular wall.
I know it's coming, and we asked for it. I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
Everybody's
Yep.
the French is coming over. They're helping us.
Oh, the fucking French. Here he comes. French extremist. Which, by the way, as long as we're on the subject of that, we're going to announce it that number 20 is going to be the French Extreme show for Christian.
Nice.
I thought you were just telling us that there was going to be the Del Toro.
No, the Ram Man requested Del Toro. We didn't say when we had to do it. Well, he's lucky we're doing it at all. Now you're saying it's got to be the next one?
No,
Hey,
no. I
Del
thought you were
Toro.
saying it.
Del Toro could be the next one. We could technically do what is next 18? What is this one?
This is 18,
This is 18.
isn't it?
No, I
No,
think
it's 17. It's 17.
This is a one take fucker.
Ah, yeah, it is. No edits.
We have to do 3 films on the director's spotlight.
Well, no, check it out. It went to vote, yes, and we got about 80 votes.
All right.
And the top 3, Pan's Labyrinth was number 1,
Yes.
The Devil's Backbone number 2,
Yes.
and Hellboy number 3.
No.
So
I like Hellboy, but I would rather do Kronos.
I got to tell you, I did Chronos not too long ago with the horror cast. It was the first time I saw it.
Really?
It's interesting. Yeah, it was weird because we were talking about it, me and Mark Nato. He goes, I'm going to let you pick the movies. So I was thinking, I go, what's a big horror movie that, not a big one, but a movie that everyone's seen that you hadn't, that you want to do? That's what we talked about. And I realized that Kronos was on Hulu. And I had it saved. I said, you know what? Let's do Kronos. It was my idea, just because I've never seen it. So now I've seen it. But
I like Blade 2 or even Mimic. I like those movies.
Mimic didn't even make the cut.
I know.
Wow. No votes at all. Nothing. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark fucking got 2 votes. But nothing for Mimic. Wow.
He didn't direct that, though.
Oh, what the fuck?
He produced Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Oh, well then, hey. Mimic gets those 2 votes. So now it's officially in last place. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark is disqualified. So there you go. Del Toro. Pan's Labyrinth. Cool. Devil's Backbone. I have not seen. And Hellboy, I have not seen.
Whoa.
See, the Hellboy,
Yeah,
I
never
don't know,
watched.
Hellboy never felt like horror to me.
Right. That's it. And
it's
I
a
love
dark-
Ron Perlman, though. So.
It's a dark hero movie. I mean, it's a superhero movie, but it's dark theme. It fits in his sort of realm and how his visionary style. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's a horror movie. I mean, I definitely think Mimic, Crotus, or Blade 2 should take that sort of spot if it's going to be focused on horror. But if we're doing a director's spotlight, I guess they've got that as their as they're out as to why they're allowing Hellboy to be in there.
Well, those are the 3 we gotta do, guys. So we're gonna honor the request and we're gonna do it. Didn't say 20, maybe not.
Episode 50, no problem.
Episode 50.
By then, he should have a better choice out.
So yeah, we're gonna do it. We just don't know when, but it's gonna happen. So
So French Extreme, number 20.
maybe, yeah, that or Asian cinema, or whatever. Yeah,
Now, let me ask something. French Extreme, are we doing the Fab Five?
we're doing 3. We're a 3-movie show.
Now, let me ask you, are we each picking one?
3-movie fucker.
Which 2 would you leave out? I think that's an interesting question.
Here's the weird thing about that question. The movies that I want to do have been done. There's one that hasn't been done. For that reason alone, I want to throw it in. Nobody's done Frontiers. And I've seen it once, and I've enjoyed it.
Yes.
Nobody's done it. That's the one reason I'd like to include it. As much as I love Martyrs and on High Tension and Half Head Exploded on Inside. Not as exploded as everybody else, and if we cover it, you'll find out why. Because it's flawed.
Ooh.
It's flawed. I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I wish it didn't have those 2 gaping fucking flaws in the movie.
Ooh,
But-
gaping. Sorry.
Flaw
Hey,
1, it's French. Flaw 2,
No.
it's in French.
I like French. I dig subs.
What about Them?
Subtitles. I've never seen Them.
Them's a great film, too.
Well, which one should we do? I don't know.
I would do Them, Frontiers, and Inside. I feel like Martyrs and High Tension have gotten it. Not that it's gotten so much. I would love to do those at some point, but I feel like those are the 2 most highly talked about.
I agree. I was wanting to do High Tension a bit because I haven't watched it since the first time I saw it, and JP has said a few times that they say something in the first 5 minutes that explains why the end does make sense. Because that's the thing that pissed me off. I enjoyed the hell out of the movie until the fucking twist, and I was like, oh, man, that fucking ruined the movie. And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. But because he's gone on record and said it again and again, because he loves that movie the way you love Inside, Christian.
Well, you know what? We could save Them, because Them is technically a Killer Kids movie, and we could do that for a Killer Kids show.
We could.
Spoiler alert.
Why don't we let Christian decide? Because since he's the French extremist. What do you think?
It's very difficult to keep Martyrs out of that, but I hear you. I mean, at the same time, you're looking at what has been done, possibly done to death.
We could do the Martyrs remake.
Yeah.
That'll be our next show. It's going to be a regular show 18. Martyrs remake and original Martyrs. There's the old and the new.
Yeah, like Bud Light, the Bud Light of Martyrs.
I haven't seen the remake yet.
I did. I mean, it's a remake. Once
Is
again,
it?
well, no. I mean,
No, I know what you're
the
saying.
argument, like they're like, oh, it's ruining my enjoyment of the original. No, it doesn't. You have the original. The original's not going anywhere. Just put the original on and never watch the remake again. Then, but I checked it out. It was all right. I think I said I gave it a 7, which was probably higher than what most people would give it, and probably higher than an all right. But I enjoyed it when I saw it there. It's not what I would have given Martyrs the original by any means.
Yeah.
I'm totally cool with doing it, but I mean, I like the idea of doing Frontiers maybe instead, but I really do think we have to do, just based on what you just said about Inside, I almost think it has to be now High Tension, Frontiers, and Inside.
Okay, I'm down. This is the funny thing. I've seen High Tension 1 time.
Oh.
I've seen Frontiers 1 time. What else? Inside I've seen about 4 times, I'd say. Maybe 5.
I'm just happy I own all the films, and I have 3 copies of Inside.
Wow.
They were cheap. I bought a bunch of them.
Nice. What? Did you?
Yeah.
You were trying
Yeah.
to flip them? I can't believe it.
No, I give them away for free. I bought more than 3.
Oh, what a guy. Okay.
And if anyone wants them, I just give them away. So that'll be a good idea. Inside DVD giveaway for episode 20. We'll come up with some sort of, I don't know, maybe you just have to ask a question or something. We'll come up with something.
There you go. All right. Well, speaking of giveaways, we have 13, actually make it 14 with the one that we spoke of last week from Australia. I believe that's where he was from. Written reviews now. So we're going to also have to have a drawing for that. And whatever. We'll figure out what they're going to get. I have some stuff here, so.
Hey, did that guy ever get his prize? Our very first prize giveaway?
No.
He never reached out to me.
He never came forward.
Ah,
What was I supposed to send him? Or
I
do to him?
I don't remember.
What did I promise?
I don't remember. You think I can't remember fucking my own shit. I gotta remember yours. What you said.
I will gladly still send out a prize to that gentleman, whoever you are. Now you know somebody random's just gonna come forward. It was me.
We'll find out. If we don't find out by show 10, it's gonna go to the next guy.
By show 10.
Show 10 words. Next.
Yeah, I meant show 20.
20. Oh, okay.
I was thinking the next. I almost said just 15 just now.
Show 20 is a guaranteed inside giveaway because it's the perfect thing. I have 3 closed copies of it, sealed copies.
Oof! Wow. Are they DVDs or Blu-ray?
Is it out on Blu-ray?
Oh no, it's not out on Blu-ray.
It doesn't. It's just
I would have.
DVDs.
Okay.
They were going for like crazy money. They were going for like $25 at one point on Amazon, and then one day they dropped to like $9-10, and I just bought 4 of them. I knew one person who wanted one, so I bought one for him, and then I bought one for me, and then I just had 2 extras. I figured as giveaways. We were already doing the podcast, so I figured, okay, I got a copy of 2 copies of Inside.
All right.
I have a bunch of Insides.
Insides. What are you doing to people over there?
Hey.
Fucking A. We'll have to have we won't have the giveaway for the. Maybe we'll do that just next show. It's nice and easy. I look at the iTunes reviews. I have the other guy's name from Australia. Boom. We'll do the drawing and I'll send some stuff. So, there you go. That's what we'll do. And speaking of Australia, we have another request on the group page.
Yes. I saw that. I'm excited for that.
Yes. We're talking about Marnie Maudsley. And she
Hi,
said,
Marnie.
There she is. Yeah, check out her YouTube videos, by the way. What's the name again? I subscribe, but I don't know the name.
Shit.
Damn it, I figured for sure you knew. Well, that's okay.
Well, she's also on Body Bags now.
It is Body Bags. Okay. So, she says, I reckon you guys should do an episode on Aussie horror.
Kangaroo Jack.
Kangaroo Jack.
Americans.
Hey!
Jack.
What about that fucked up movie we were looking at that one day? We were talking about it in messages about we should do it for something. It was a fucked up thing. We saw the trailer on YouTube. Is that Australian?
What film?
I don't know. Somebody brought it up. It was a strange fucking film. It was like from the 70s. Almost. It had a feel of like a exploitation type movie by the look of it. It was an old movie, and you guys both knew what it was, and I didn't know what it was. But you guys had both seen it before.
When were we talking about it?
This happened. I'm probably going back a couple months. It's something that happened in text, and you guys sent the trailers.
Oh yeah, Brandon, you did. It was I sent the trailer, and you're like, you own that movie. It was going to be playing at a special screening. Oh god damn, what was that movie now?
I'm stupid.
Yeah, because I figured you'd remember as soon as we brought this up again. You're like, oh yeah, I have it, I love it. And I sent the trailer out to you guys, and I don't know, Dave, if you actually watched that trailer.
I haven't, and I love it.
You have it, and you loved it.
And it's
it wasn't
Australian?
a big black cock. Yeah, no, it was an Australian, not necessarily a straight out horror movie, more of a thriller.
Oh, Picnic at Hanging Rock.
Oh boy! Every week we got to hear that.
It's not.
That's another running gag on this show.
I have to throw Picnic in every week because I want to cover it at one point.
Holy shit. Well, okay, when we finally have that episode called Movies That Aren't Really Horror Movies, we'll do it.
Oh, they did it on 22 Shots also a bunch of times.
Oh, so now we got to do what 22 Shots does.
No, I'm just saying, people can't criticize.
22 Shots did a fucking Boy and His Dog, too.
That's a great movie.
I'm not saying I don't know anything about it, but it's not a horror movie.
Still a great movie.
And JP picked fucking Landmine Goes Click as his number one movie of 2015.
JP lost all credibility with me with that pick, even though I saw it and it's a great movie and it is horrifying.
And Moods considers fucking Mars Attacks a horror movie.
I'm not even.
I'm just telling you. So they do things that aren't horror.
Damn Canadians. What's the movie? Wake and Fright?
Let me see.
Oh, you were.
It
Don't
is
tell
Wake
me.
and Fright. It's Wake. I believe it's Wake and Fright.
I own it. I haven't seen it yet.
Is it Aussie?
Yes.
It is Aussie.
Is it really? Holy fuck! What a shot in the dark I just took. I don't know. I only saw it once. I was at work, and I barely remembered. I just took for some reason. Wow. I don't know how I knew it was Aussie.
Donald Pleasance is in it, I think.
Is he? Well,
Yes. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Okay.
I actually still
Aussie
haven't seen it.
Aussie kind of horror. Oh wait, that is horror, right?
No, it is. It's Derek is always requesting that we do it. I think
It's
because
not
he loves that
Picnic
film.
and
I
Kangaroo.
hear great things about that film. So
Okay, well,
we'll do that. We'll do that and Kangaroo Jack
And fucking Wolf Creek.
and Picnic at Hanging Rock too.
Is this not Aussie? Is it?
Only part 2 is.
Nope. Nightmares. That's Aussie.
Aussie.
I don't think Nightmares is Aussie. Well, whatever. Might be a different Nightmares. Well, we'll figure it out. Whatever. So that's one more thing we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this in
Nightmares is Aussie. You're thinking of the
I'm thinking of the anthology.
No, not the anthology. The other one.
Okay. And the
Yeah,
funny
no.
thing is, I think I own that as well. So either way, whatever. We'll find Aussie flicks and we'll do them. We'll do a show. It'll be a special one of these days.
Yeah, maybe
25.
maybe we'll even do Picnic at Hanging Rock.
Yeah, we'll get to that. It'll be the Brandon special. You can pick the old movie and the new movie, and Christian and I will have no input. And
Yeah, we won't even be on the show.
yeah, we will literally have no input.
Even when you speak, there's very little input.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, we finally slipped to number 10. Why? It's Brandon's input week.
Oh, shit.
Bada
Well, that's-
bing.
Bada bing.
Boom. Bringing back my punchline from that joke earlier.
Oh, yeah, I gotta do it. Gotta have another Clay reference, too. You know, because even if you didn't intend it to be Clay, it sounds like Clay, because that's how you roll.
Oh, it's supposed to be, yeah.
Okay, just making sure, because, what everything you do sounds like Clay. That isn't you. So it's just the way it is. It's okay. It's not a bad thing. All right, another giveaway and another giveaway. I got to write all this stuff down, but yeah, we're gonna give people shit. Speaking of giving people shit, there's been something that I've never told anybody online or on a podcast or anything about something that happened to me a few years back.
Christian gave you herpes.
Wow, herpes. It's funny because earlier on I was going to crack a joke and I didn't because Christian said something goes, you got it and you didn't like it. Or you got it. I forgot what it was and I was going to say herpes and I didn't. And then you said herpes to me. So, wow, we're just exploding heads all over the place. This is a crazy thing that happened to me. I think it's crazy. It has to do with giveaways. And a giveaway that I was supposed to receive and never did. This is the story. One time I was fucking around on Shock Till You Drop. And I don't know if I was on the website. No, it was on Facebook because he messaged me on Facebook Messenger. Okay, I was, for some reason, it was in the early days of Facebook, or when I was on Facebook anyway. And I was on the Shock Till You Drop page. And I was checking something out. And I think it was a group page. But anyway, all of a sudden, somebody said something. It was the page themselves. They said, I think it might have been a trivia question. Either way, it was whoever either comes in first or answers this question correctly is going to get Paranormal Activity 1 and 2 on DVD. Okay? Now, I already have Paranormal Activity 1 and 2 on Blu-ray.
So you want to downgrade?
No, listen to it. You know me. I'm a Bluetuber since the fucking first time I saw fucking Halloween. So, no, this is what actually it leads to Blue. What I was gonna do was take that 1 and 2, and at the time I was selling a lot of shit on eBay. I was gonna sell Paranormal 1 and 2, the DVDs on eBay when I won the prize, and then I was gonna take the money that I made from those two and buy the number 3 Blu-ray, Paranormal Activity 3, because it just came out. So that was my plan. So I won this contest, and I get a message on Facebook from Ryan Turek, a.k.a. Ryan Rotten, who was, I'm not sure, the webmaster of Shock Till You Drop. So he messages me on Facebook and says, hey, this is Ryan Turek from Shock Till You Drop. Let me know your address so I can send out your prize. I'm like, okay, thanks, Ryan, appreciate it, yada, yada. Gave him my address. Well, a month goes by, nothing. 2 months go by, nothing. I send him a message on Facebook. Hey, whatever. Whatever happened to that thing, I never got it, and whatever. No response. Waited another month, sent him another fucking thing. So it's been 6 months. Am I ever going to get those DVDs? Got no response. No, didn't get a response immediately. Got a response randomly a few days later. And it was like, hey, sorry about that, but the group that was going to send us these DVDs didn't send them. So if we ever have another giveaway, that involves paranormal activities, maybe we'll send you something then to make.
How specific?
Right. Yeah, it couldn't just be any contest. They couldn't just say, hey, we'll send you something else that, somebody gave us from a different contest. Who cares what the fuck it is? So, bottom line, I never received the fucking thing. Don't you think that's strange? Don't you think that,
a pretty big site?
Right. Shock to you dropped. They're one of, the big 4 or 5, I would say.
Well,
and
fuck
at the time,
them. If you don't
And
say
you can get those 2 DVDs for like $3 total. They're giving them away.
what do I want them for? I don't want them.
We
But
want part 3.
the point is, yeah, I never bought them. I said, fuck, I'm not doing it. I was that fucking determined. No, every year I would send him another message. Hey, Ryan, any chance you got a Paranormal 1 and 2? I'm waiting to buy 3, and
That's a shitty thing. That's real shitty.
Isn't it fucking crazy that a website like that gets given things, I'm sure, they have advertisements, they're a big site, they never sent me anything, and I got completely blown off. Meanwhile, us 3 here that are making no money off this thing, if I ever said I was going to give something away on the show, let's say I had it here, like the stuff I have here, the box I got, a horror swag, I got 2 boxes here. And I just fucking never sent it out when somebody won it. Or let's say I had it here and it got destroyed somehow. Whatever. Anything could happen. Do you think a guy like me, who's fucking not a rich guy by any means, this happens to me, do you think I would not send fucking something to the listener?
No, Christian maybe, but not you.
Yeah, definitely me, not you. But no, of course not. And that's why, really, that site has no relevance anymore.
Yeah, and that's why we're number 2 and number 3, and they're not even in the top 10.
Yeah.
Granted, they're not a podcast.
On the Horrorphilia Network.
On the Horrorphilia Network, hosted by Mr. Jason Lloyd, a.k.a. Mr. Lloyd, a.k.a. Jason Parker to Christian.
Shut up.
That was like 10 episodes ago.
That's why we need to find out who won that first contest again, and hope that he's supposed to email you, right, or email the show, and he never did.
Supposed to PM me.
Any one of us.
Hey,
Pee on you.
PM me.
Supposed to pee on you?
Just in the back.
Wow. That's what you're into now?
I love it.
Fuck, Black Phillip really turned you out. Holy shit. Now he's into fucking urine. Oh, wait a minute. It wasn't Black Phillip. I think you're fucking around with Rawhead Rex. Did a Rawhead Rex pee on that cop?
Rexy. Wait, did he pee on the cop?
Yeah, he peed on that guy. He baptized. Don't you remember when
down.
Right? Right. He pees on him and he became his disciple.
Oh, even Dave remembers that.
I remember he became his disciple.
That?
You got confused that he was his disciple. I just can't remember the peeing part.
How can you not remember the peeing part?
Maybe I was climaxing as I was watching.
Fire hosed him to death.
It was that guy, too. Oh, no, it wasn't him. I was going to say it was a guy that says, and they called him Rawhead. Oh, that was great. So, yeah, how did we get on that? Somebody peed? Oh, yeah, somebody... Okay, they never messaged you. That's
Somebody pee on me.
IMDb on you.
Well, no, we told that story way back when. You just suddenly said, I got a story, and then went into a longer slow burn than my story earlier today.
Yeah, but come on, that was a story that had to be told. If you got jacked by a website like that, come on.
No.
I don't know what's going on tonight, but everybody's telling long stories or long emails.
Right.
Dave did a 20-minute segment where he ordered sushi. I don't know what the hell's going on tonight.
At the end of the day, it's a big F you to shock till you drop.
Yeah, fuck you. Are they still around?
Oh,
I think so, yeah.
I can't even, if they are, they're not remotely relevant. I even think Bloody Disgusting's more relevant than them.
Well, fuck you both. Bloody disgusting.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what happened. That's my sad story, and I just can't believe it. Because you know that anybody, and I would have sent anything out. You know what I mean? If I said I'm going to send something out to a listener, I'm going to send it. What the fuck?
I'm gonna send you a DVD copy of Paranormal 1 and 2. Then you can trade them into Amazon for a 30-cent gift card and put it towards Paranormal 3 on Blue.
Yeah. The ship has sailed, man. The ship, I paid for it. Actually, though, I think I only paid like a couple dollars for it. Less than $7. I'll tell you that much. And it was a while. It was when it first dropped. I think it was when Blockbuster went out of business out here. I got them for everything I could.
Now they're giving them to you with money. They're like, here, please take these turds. Especially part 3.
Yeah. What? Don't you fucking talk shit about part 3.
I like them all, actually.
It's the best in the series, man.
I know, you always say that.
Straight up, it is. If we ever... I don't think we're going to.
Which was the one with the girl who bends in half? Was that 4?
Bends in half.
On her bed, and then she starts levitating? That wasn't 3, right?
You're watching tonight.
Right, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. What are you talking about? Fucking February?
No, well, wait. Let's wait. There's a lot of gray areas with tonight's film.
That's for sure. Yeah, we're doing February, or the Blackcoat's daughter. We're not sure what the title is going to be by the time it drops, but one of those two. And we're doing...
I think it's going to be Black Phillip's daughter, or Black Phillip's coat.
Oh, Black Phillip!
Ram.
Click it.
Dave just loves to be able to jump into song whenever he
know.
can.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a segue for me to jump into song here. Ba-da-boom!
That's one of the few things that that I do well on this show, I think. I think people, they like hearing that.
Don't sell yourself short,
This is it.
tremendous slouch.
This is his checklist. Hosting the show, jumping into song, at a drop of that, check. Done.
That's right. And this.
Quiet.
That's Dave at work.
Look at it. Yeah, I'm walking around. Fucking lickety clackety. I was walking around the way around the house for like a week or two after I saw the movie. I can tell you that. Oh boy, oh boy. So yeah, before we get into the reviews, it was one more thing we have. Another recommendation, the horror shorts. We're gonna do a segment on that. We're not gonna do a whole show, I don't think, but maybe we'll spend an hour. Which is usually we have this opening segment that we're doing it right now. This is we do the first hour of us bullshitting around, and hopefully you stick around through it. I think it's the best part of the show. I prefer
Or your 1.5 speed through it.
Yeah, they might be 1.5 in this one. I'm not sure what the hell we've been talking about.
I know. They might be. Sorry. Well, it's coming up in a minute. Reviews coming very shortly. So, no, a horror short segment was brought up. Somebody said we should... Remember, it was an email. I think it was BC. And we're going to do that. Don't know when, but...
Excuse you.
I know, it's this chair. I know.
Sure.
You would think with all the money you're making in podcasting these days, you can get a new chair.
Yeah, I can't even get a fucking Paranormal Activity 1 and 2.
I'm sending you Paranormal Activity 1 and 2 inside a new chair.
Yes, absolutely.
4K copies, motherfucker.
Yes, I'll take them. Thank you. Matter of fact, I think Shock Till You Drop, they're so fucking destitute now, they're probably fucking giving everybody on their website a free fucking Paranormal Activity.
When I checked their website while we're talking, it's actually pretty nice.
Oh, it is nice?
I'm kidding. No, it's fine. It's fine, but I mean, I don't hear much from them anymore, to be totally honest.
It's karma.
Truth be told, I don't remember really looking them up. You wanted to bring this up last episode. I don't know if we talked about it. Did we talk about Fangoria being relevant?
About fake what?
Fangoria. You said that you didn't think Fangoria was relevant anymore.
No, we didn't talk about it. It's one of the many notes I have of stuff we're gonna get to, but
We have no time tonight.
well, you can mention that before we go to review. That can close it out. Fangoria is irrelevant. You said it. We may as well address it.
I don't know. I hate to admit it because I'm saying no. I don't know if I agree with that. But then I have to look at it and go, no, you're right.
It sucks.
You're right.
I am right, and I'm sad about it because for us that grew up when Fango was the only game in town, and the terror teletype was the fucking biggest thing. You open it up, and that's how you got your horror news. Right? The first thing you look at is the terror teletype.
Yeah.
And then I would go to the video eye of Dr. Cyclops right away because he reviewed the fucking movies, and then I would go to the end, the fucking back to see what was next episode. Always.
Oh, great.
Episode.
Then I go back and read the editorial, but typically I did the exact same thing.
Really?
I just looked at the pictures.
Yeah. Well.
Fango was like Playboy to him. Oh.
Yeah.
Put Freddy on the cover again. Oh.
Oh, Jason, the new blood. Oh.
Yeah. I remember horror fans were always, but you plaster them on the covers left, right, and center, and then you shit all over the movies. They're like, yeah, we got to sell magazines, and
Right.
Freddie and Jason are like the hottest games in town. So yeah, when they're out, we're plastering them on them. Like people got mad. They put like a dinosaur in the front when Jurassic Park came out. They're like, yeah, because that's going to sell a magazine.
Yeah. Hello. Of
They
course.
were.
It's
They are a business. They were though. They were. They still are a business. But yes, unfortunately, there are still magazines to be bought. And you can buy
yeah.
Rue Morgue, Canadian
Yeah.
Horror Magazine. Love it.
Yep, it's
Horror
good.
Hound. I think
Yep.
it's still kicking around. Still
That's
looking
the
neat.
big three
Yeah.
right there. Rue Morgue, Horror Hound, and Fangoria. Fangoria, fine. I mean, yeah, selling the print is fine. I don't know how many people are buying the print. The fucking price is sky high, too, now. It's
It
right?
always used to be high. Back in the day,
It was high,
and in
but-
Canada, we would get smoked in Canada. It'd always be $2 more than what you guys were paying. And so, like, I remember paying $7.99 way back when. $7.99, like way back when. Like,
When $7.99 was like
oh, Brayden, you were still shitting in your diapers.
$100,000.
It wasn't that long ago, was it? Shit.
I think it was
I'm still
before you
shit- I'm
proclaimed
still
New
shitting
Blood
in my
the best movie of the year.
diapers.
Yeah, you're still shitting.
Well, listen, speaking of shitting, Fango was the shit. They were fucking great. It's all we had. They were our lifeline to horror. They were the biggest thing going. I couldn't wait to read the magazine. I had the fucking subscription for years. Before I had the subscription, we used to go to the mall when we were kids, and it would be one of the first stops we had to make was Walden Books to look at the new Fango. That's all we had. It's crazy, but it's sad now. And when they first started out, I was on their message boards big time when message boards were a thing back in like fucking 2002. And they had the best message board in town. It was great. It was all horror fans from everywhere. It was great. So that was like the birth of, with me, talking to other horror fans online. That was great. And I was in the Fango message boards. That was big. Then they sold it to somebody else, their website, the webpage. Something happened. And then, unfortunately, they had to start all over. And all the message boards were bought by another company, which was called Fearworks, and they started all brand new message boards on Fangoria. So everyone that had been posting there for fucking years, all their fucking shit wasn't there anymore. And they asked everyone to relog in and start over. I don't know.
Remember that. It was
Yeah.
like, they changed it. It was like Fangoria2000.com or something like that. Back in the day, they had the weirdest site name, and then it went back to Fangoria.com eventually. But it was a really weird thing. They almost like they didn't want to embrace. It was when people were unsure what was happening with the internet and how it could affect their business, and instead of embracing it, I think a lot of these magazines were like, well, we can't be like all like have everything all for content on there. No one's going to buy the magazine. But little did they know, maybe if they embraced it more, they would have been the first in horror online.
They should have been. I don't understand. They pushed that message board so big in the beginning.
That was it.
Right. That was it. They didn't have headlines. They had them, but you could get a story like every 3 days. They had the opportunity to be the first to really do all that shit. And to be, what's the biggest one now, would you say? I don't even know. I don't go to
Biggest
them.
horror site now?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I thought
There's a
Bloody
bunch.
Disgusting. I think Bloody Disgusting at one point would have been considered one of the biggest. I could be wrong.
Right,
I
it
guess
was. Or
shots
I
to your
don't-
drop.
Christian's Facebook page.
Yeah. My facial page, yeah. Well, that was it. Brandy'sBukaki.com. It was number one in 52 countries.
Oh. And it was banned in 53 countries.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fangoria. It's unfortunate because it's too late now. But I was pulling for them, and it makes no sense to me that they were the first to do fucking horror conventions. Remember when the only horror convention was called Fangoria's
Yeah.
Weekend of Horror, right?
They only did
Yeah.
one in Toronto, and I went to it. That's where I met.
wish-
That was before. That was before they had the lineups. Before you had to pay for autographs and whatever. I walked up and I talked to Tom Savini. I walked up and I talked to Kane Hodder. They just signed the things. They just chatted with you like regular people. You just took pictures. You were shooting video. I've got video of it all over I still have the video of it. And
Wait,
How
you
did I
didn't?
not
You didn't?
go?
You still have the video?
I
You didn't
still
get
have
it
the
signed by
video.
Clive Barker?
No, okay. No, that one I kept.
Yes.
You got me. You got me.
This was back when there were only 6 days in a week.
It was like 91.
Yeah, they hadn't added
Man.
a Sunday yet.
I went there to Herschel Gordon Lewis, Tom Savini, Linnea Quigley,
Oh
Kane
my
Hodder. That was the lineup, and
That's still the line.
Herschel Gordon Lewis gave me his personal address in Florida because he was so such a cool guy.
He's like, come over, I'll rape you sometime.
I'll show you a blood feast. Oh,
Oh shit!
I'm
Wow.
telling you, no lineups, nothing. You didn't have to worry about that bullshit. You didn't have to worry about how much more money you're kept bringing in, unless you wanted to buy merchandise or like a hockey mask or whatever you wanted to buy. But other than that, like they did your makeup, whatever you wanted. It was a different thing. And now I go to the expo, Fan Expo, which is the big comic book convention. The Rue Morgue Festival of Fear is part of that. But it's all the new wave stuff, like sort of like Horror Hound, Monster Mania, or Monster Mash, whatever one you're going to, Brandon. Like all of them are kind of cut from the same cloth now. Where it's like you go, they tell you all the huge names that are going to be there, but then you got to pay $20 to $50 to like, get a picture, or get an autograph or whatever, and you're like, oh.
They got a couple of Jasons at Monster Mania this year, but not my favorite Jason.
Who do they have?
They have Steve Dash.
Oh man, I missed him here.
And CJ Graham, yeah.
Okay, the same ones that were here, fucking. But I didn't go again to Toronto. Well, no, this was Niagara Falls. My bad. Either way, I cannot believe. I'm kicking myself still.
I didn't go either, and we could
I
have
didn't
met
go
there. We could
You
have met
went
up
to the
there.
Toronto one though.
I went
You
to Toronto
could've.
last year, man. Toronto one I went last year. You know who was there? Well, Tom Savini was there, and so was fucking Ted White.
I know that, and they screened
Second
the final
last-
chapter.
That was the Niagara Falls one, and
Right.
I didn't go. I went to the Fan Expo in September in Toronto, and that one had Ted White too. And I was kicking myself, and Carrie's like, "Go back. You're gonna hate yourself for not going. Here's 50. Go get his autograph and a picture. I want to get a quick interview with them too. Like I brought my microphone with me and my iPhone just to get a quick interview for TJF13. And I go back, and he's not there. And I found out that they went to do the Friday 4 or the Friday and Scream mashup room, but I couldn't get into it, so it was too late, and I missed them. And then the next announcement was made that the one that was down in Cincinnati or whatever is going to be his last one, and that was back in March.
Man.
So he's not doing no more Ted White at a convention.
I know. I'm fucking bumming out that I didn't go. I'm kicking myself still from back in the day. Weekend of Horrors. Like I said, that's all we had. There were no conventions. They invented the fucking horror convention.
Yep.
It became something else, but they were the first magazine, big, at least to me they were. They were the king, for
Well, they
years.
were.
It was all Fangoria. They started off online with the message boards, great, but couldn't do the stories, but they started the fucking conventions, so they're pioneers in all this shit, and now they're lost in the shuffle, and it's just unfortunate. It makes me feel bad that they're not fucking, we don't see Fangoria feeds all the time. Like, you see things, but it's not, it's not what it should be, and I don't understand why, but it's unfortunate. That's all I get. They even have a podcast fucking thing. They have a podcast thing, like a podcast network, and they have nothing really going on it. It's fucking weird. Like, we could probably be on that. We would have probably had less listeners if we went there instead of fucking on Horrorphilia. That's how horror.
And that's because Jason Lloyd. And again, this is not tooting his own horn or whatever. It's the reality of it. It's because he's doing something right, and it's just. Like, you look at the site and what he's doing, just from the podcast standpoint, and from a listing. Like, he gets screeners, so he gets movies ahead of time. People get to review them. He actually puts notices out there if you want to be able to review them. He's got these movies for you to review. I mean, I think it's just the engagement level, and I think these sites like Fangoria were like, well, we're Fangoria, you guys come to us. And I think the way Bloody Disgusting and Shock Get Dropped, they went and they were socializing and networking, and that was a new wave, the social media sort of way of doing it, and those are the ones that thrive. Like, I was going to Arrow in the Head. Oh, I
like Arrow in the Head.
Yeah, because I liked his way of reviewing and stuff. I was going to his site way more than I was going to Fangoria or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, Arrow in the Head is a great place for news. No question.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give props to one of yours. Horror-movies.ca, the Canadian website, is a fucking damn good horror website.
It's one of mine. Like,
Well, it's the major Canadian,
yeah.
right? Isn't it the only major Canadian one there is?
Well, then Rue Morgue magazine would also be the other one.
Okay. All right. See, I wasn't aware of them.
And Mountie.org.
What is it?
Mountie.org.
Mountie. I am the Mountie.
Oh!
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I guess I got a British sense of humor. We don't find you Americans as funny as you do.
Sorry, Mr. Faulty.
I love American humor. Come on.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
Okay. It's second to all.
All right. Well, we're gonna get into our reviews now. Hope you guys enjoyed our bullshitting.
Bullshit banter.
Yeah, we enjoy it. So there you go. I honestly, it's my favorite thing to record, and it's my favorite thing to listen to when I listen to podcasts now. And even listening back to this, I prefer all this stuff over the reviews. Nothing. Obviously, I love reviews too, but I've learned that my preference listening to and doing is this stuff. So I'm hoping that other people feel the same. I don't know.
I'm with you, man.
You with me there? All right, cool. Brandon, what about you?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Nothing.
Yeah.
No question.
Who would you like to replace you?
Preferably Afro-Canadian.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're out of here. We're out. Let's get to the reviews. Our old movie is The Sentinel from 1977.
All right, The Sentinel, 1977, directed by Michael Winner.
Yeah, he's a winner at life.
The plot of the film focuses on a young model who moves into a historic Brooklyn brownstone that has been sectioned into apartments. Only to
Mr. Brownstone. Sorry.
Mr. Brown Eye. Oh, what a brown eye.
What about Dr. Lipschitz?
Oh, meanwhile, I saw Dr. Lipschitz and everything came back normal. Alright, so yeah, the plot once again focuses on a young model who moves into a historic brownstone that has been sectioned into apartments, only to find that its proprietors are excommunicated Catholic priests, and the building is a gateway. Wait, this is a spoiler.
Stop! Don't say anything else.
The building is a gateway.
A gateway.
That's all I need to know.
Gateway drug. The building is made of crack.
There's weed all over the place.
Man, we getting high.
Yeah. Gateway.
We getting fucked up.
Absolutely.
The one take fucker, we're going with it.
Yes, we are.
One take fucker.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Right off the bat, this is the first time I've seen this movie.
Second or third for me.
Not because I never wanted to. It just never happened. It's just one of those things, you know? But I've always wanted to watch it. Now, I'll tell you something. I will never watch it again.
Really?
I'm not surprised to hear that.
You're not surprised?
I'm not.
Really? Well, it's not for the reasons you think, actually.
It's not because the music was just oddly out of place.
It was typical for 70s, fucking weird. It was like TV show music. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It felt
Yeah, but that happens in 70s movies all the time.
Holy crap, I think you could watch this as a double feature of Burnt Offerings and be totally happy.
Maybe. Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, and this is not going to reflect in my rating. I'm not going. It's a one-take fucker for me.
Well, then, all right, let's get into it. I mean, the cast is amazing.
Yeah, we'll get into the good stuff. The other thing's going to be sent for spoilers because it has to do. The reason I won't watch it has to do with the shit that happens in the last act.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that.
Well, I knew it. That's why I said it on text. Yeah, I'm like, enjoy that last part there, Dave, because I remember you telling us about one thing you hate in movies, and you never want to watch it. So I'm wondering if I already know why. But
it's a phobic thing.
Of course. Oh shit! Now I know what it is. Yeah. It's kind of in a very insensitive part of the movie too.
Yeah.
I guess that's one way to take it. Either, it's just something that I don't see.
Michael Winner's not necessarily known for his subtleties and whatnot. Like, I didn't realize he directed so many movies before, but I remember him from the Death Wish movies. First Death Wish, you consider like a sort of a minor classic, but then when he follows it up with Death Wish 2 and 3, and those are typical total cash-in movies that are just exploitation films. No ifs. Don't get me wrong. I like them, but they're horrible movies. They're exploitation at its finest. And you can kind of call The Sentinel the same sort of thing. It's not at its finest, but there's definitely exploitation moments in this movie. Beverly D'Angelo, anybody?
Aha.
Ah.
Yes.
and other scenes
Yes.
that you're just like you're scratching your head
Ellen
going,
Griswold.
what the fuck? But it keeps your attention. It clicks along. I was never bored with this movie at all. It's an hour and a half, and it feels like it's in, out, done. I don't know if that's the same feelings you guys had, but great cast. I mean, you could sort of, as you were saying earlier, you could just pick out like, oh, there's Jeff Goldblum. There's
Black and white cat,
Well,
black and white cake.
Nice.
yeah, what a line, eh?
Yeah, Burgess Meredith, I think, played
Oh.
the same characters he did in Burnt Offering.
Yeah,
I think he left that apartment complex and just went to the Burnt Offerings house after this. No, it was. I mean, it's an awesome cast. I mean, I was just like, whoa. I was excited to rewatch it. First of all, I didn't even know it was based on a novel, but it is.
Nah.
But
It is Rosemary's Baby too.
Yeah, seriously. But I was excited to watch it because I remember watching when Bravo did those, top 100 scariest horror movie moments back in the day, like 10, 15 years ago, the early 2000s.
And the climax was on it?
Just my climax. No,
Brandon Bukaki.
I mean, I consider it somewhat of a very well-known scene. You know what scene I'm talking about, right? With her father.
Yep.
With Allison's father.
Oh yeah,
That's a famous, jump scare the shit out of you type scene, and and it just had no effect on me this time. And I can get scared from the same scenes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought the other thing, I have seen this movie twice before, and I'll just tell a little side story too. When I was young, and I put this in the 1980 to 82 range. Dave, I was very much like you, very afraid of horror movies, which I think is what led into my fascination of horror movies as well. But there was a thing, not the Bravo thing, because this was well before that, but it was on TV, and I think it was just a regular, like, preview. Like, these two movies are going to be on Halloween night. Check them out on our station. And I used to mash them up. So I was always looking for this one movie when I got older. And I actually found what two movies they were. And one of them was The Sentinel, and the other one's Let's Scare Jessica to Death. And both movies have, because I think I remember watching that preview and seeing scenes from it, and it scared the shit out of me, and had an impact on me back in the day that now I feel like I hold these movies in a special regard just because of that. And maybe they're not classics per se, but I find there's definitely great things to be had in both of The Sentinel and Let's Scare Jessica to Death. And there's just some imagery of the priest, some imagery of the father, some imagery of her just going through the house. I remember the wrecking ball at the end, and just certain images stuck in my head, and I've never been able to shake them. And it was a combination of those two movies. And so for that reason, I always feel like there's a nostalgia factor there playing when I'm watching this movie, for sure.
Were you expecting John Carradine, who played the Father Halloran, the priest, the old priest, in the top apartment, were you expecting him to start acting like he did in Silent Night, Bloody Night?
Or any other movie that he's in. The other thing about that is it looks like they went a little, and it's Dick Miller that did the effects. You want to talk about Tom Savini?
Did he?
Dick Miller was the effects guy here, man.
Wow, I
So
missed
that
that.
I mean, The Exorcist and plenty.
No,
of,
the effects were great. I mean,
Plenty of other
this
movies.
movie's known for its effects. I mean,
yes,
it,
but it looks like they put a little bit too much baby powder on the old priestie's head there. He looked like he was covered in like 10 years of dust. And I know that's probably what they were trying to go for, but it just looked ridiculous.
I think he
Yeah.
had just come from a bukkake party, and he hadn't cleaned up yet. That's how he went blind.
Yeah.
And there goes another listener.
We said one joke.
Damn it, that's 3. Enough.
Mr. Funny Pants over there thinks he could just keep cracking jokes all night long. I don't know who that was, but it's one of our listeners.
Yeah, I could buy that. Burgess Meredith is fucking great as always, man.
I love Burgess Meredith, man.
Dude.
I just always think of, obviously, Rocky and even The Twilight Zone.
Definitely the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I always think of him, when his glasses break. Man,
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
All those. Yeah, it is.
Time enough to read, though. It's just like, oh.
Yep. Oh yeah, he was in.
He was in a lot of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And something else that's on the tip of my tongue that I've seen, it's in the horror genre, and it's not the one we just did. It's not fucking Burnt Offerings. It's something else. But his performance in this reminded me of that more than, but I can't remember what it was.
Was he in it?
He was. Oh, you know what? I would have to say that it was a Twilight Zone. It was either it was one of the early ones. I forgot, but either way.
Yeah, this film's stacked. Chris Sarandon. Chris Sarandon was great in this.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed Chris Sarandon. I enjoyed the lead female. The acting in it was actually really good.
I enjoyed it. I think she's beautiful.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Right? Yeah, almost
Stunning.
distracting. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I had to keep focusing on her in the climax to keep me present to watch the movie.
I had to
that
keep
was help-
focusing on her to climax.
Bullshit. Burgess had you. Had hello.
Yeah, John Carradine had me.
Oh, those eyes. Looks like I've already been there. Been there, done that. Anyway. Chris Sarandon is pretty good in this. Dare not say great, but
No, he's good. He's good.
He's
You know,
good.
it was weird because I hadn't seen this in a while, so it was not. I don't want to say it was almost like rewatching. I knew the ending. I just couldn't remember how his character was resolved. So that was kind of a shock to me because I didn't remember how his character played out going into it. So I'm watching and I'm like, you know, do I trust him or do I not trust him? Because I could not remember. It's been that long. Shit, even if it wasn't that long, even if I saw it last week, I'd probably forget.
Yeah, you're like me.
But
again,
yeah,
it had its fair share of gory moments, like not well over the top, maybe for the time, not necessarily in this day and age, but there's definitely a few standout moments there. The scene with the dad, the scene, you know, even with Chris Sarandon at the end there, it's kind of good.
it would have been funnier if when she cut off his nose, she says, "Who got your nose? Who's got your nose?" Yeah, the blood almost looked like it almost looked like Italian style the way it was
Yes,
done.
yes. It reminded me a little bit of City of the Living Dead.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah.
Like that
and-
orangey red,
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
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 Just the way when you were talking about the nose, the way that was executed. Actually, I would say that was more House by the Cemetery, but whatever, same thing. Fulci, you know. Speaking
Yeah.
of Fulci, I heard a rumor about a movie, and I forgot which one. And damn it, I wish I remembered. But I remember hearing a rumor about a movie about certain people that were put in the last act, and I thought that it was a Fulci movie that I hadn't seen. It was always in the back of my head that it was a Fulci. I don't know why. Maybe because Gates of Hell, and this involves Gates of Hell or Hell. I don't know, but I was waiting to see that, but hopefully not see that movie because of the thing that my phobia and what happens.
Did you see it after my text or before I texted you?
I had no idea that's what you were talking about. It was I watched the movie fucking just 2 nights ago. That text is from a week ago, I think. So I didn't even think. I didn't even know what you were talking about. But yeah, I saw it last night. I saw her again last night. Okay.
Some wacky plot points. Again, I always worry about spoilers or whatever. I think the end part we can leave in spoilers, but there's a death in the movie that I feel like was more to when they I'm just going to spill it. When the private investigator is found dead, that's fairly random, right? Is that just to make you think something else is happening? Like, what was the reasoning for his death?
I'm trying to remember his death.
His death is really it was really thrown in there to make you think to show you that she was going crazy.
That's what I thought. So that's really what it was there for, because he shows up dead in the car. That's what they say. The private you don't see him to get killed. They just do the after effect in the car and show pictures and whatnot.
And his nose is like cut off.
Oh, that's what it was. His nose was cut off.
Yeah,
Really?
so that's who she was killing when she thought she was killing her father. She was having a break.
Okay.
Oh, that's
What the
okay. I figured they were alluding to that, but no, that's definitely more than alluding to it. That's okay. So I just missed the total.
That's how I took it.
Yeah, no,
I could be
it
completely
would.
wrong.
No, I don't think you're wrong. That makes total sense because I remember
Yeah.
the picture was his face was bloodied up. So
Because
that
they had
makes
the same
sense.
blood. Oh,
Yeah.
Reese negative?
Yeah. Well, same like 500,000 people in New York City.
Hey, Christopher Walken. Go check it out.
Christopher Walken doesn't say a word till the last time you see him in the movie.
But he's smirked. He hams it up. He gives you those looks.
Complete
Uh-huh.
opposite of Christopher Reeves.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Christopher Reeves is in a wheelchair. Christopher Walken.
Oh,
Oh, Walken! Ah! That's
wowzers.
The best show.
Yeah.
That-
that
I
was
hate-
horrible. But
I don't get to tell
It
a
was
joke now
horrible.
for like 4 episodes.
it was horrible, but it was great at the same time.
Yeah, no, the joke itself was good.
Humorous.
It's just in poor taste.
Yes.
You gotta tell jokes in poor taste. You gotta laugh at the unfortunate.
Yeah, just like Michael Winner. Fucking winner, chicken dinner.
You don't like this director so much, do you?
Not because of that, you know? I wish that didn't happen. And when we get to it, we'll get to it. Forget it. What the fuck was up with the beginning with the fucking old man and the reverse gangbang? And why did this chick slit her wrist over it?
That was her dad.
That was her father.
I know that, but I'm confused.
Her father is an abusive man, an adulterer, a sinner. He's having sex, and then she walks in on him, and he smacks the shit out of her. He's just bitch slapping her for no reason. She just can't take it anymore. She's like, I'm going to cut my wrists.
But I thought she was there at his funeral. So why would he be having a fucking orgy if he's supposed to be dead?
No, it was a flashback.
That was a flashback.
See, that I didn't get. When I'm watching the movie, I don't see what
You must have looked away. No, she was at the funeral, going back to the house, and it was bringing back all the memories. And
Yeah.
and then she had that memory, and that was the memory. She looked in the room and then remembered that whole scene.
That was the memory of her first attempted suicide.
What the fuck? So here's what I'm thinking when I'm watching it. She's walking up to it, and I thought she was at the house because, when you go back home, if your father dies and you go back home, of course they're going to have the, I don't know what the word is. It's not an after party because it's not. But a lot of families have that gathering after the funeral. So I thought that they were at his house, her mother's house now, and they were having a gathering and it happened there. That's what I thought when I'm watching it. So I don't know if I blinked.
No, she's thinking back because she was a school child. Her wearing the white was representative of her school uniform.
Yeah, I kind of figured out why later she slit the wrists because it was mentioned about the suicide attempts. That's fine. But I didn't understand that was her father. I thought that she was there, and why she did that because of that. I'm like, so if you see an old man fucking having a reverse gangbang with these chicks, which is ridiculous, and then fucking, why would you slit your wrist over because he got mad?
I think it's just a sign of how abusive this relationship was because she even references to her mother. I don't know how you did it, and the mother says I had nowhere else to go. And that's the whole setup for her wanting her own apartment. Yeah. She's afraid that she's going to wind up in a relationship with Chris Sarandon that's similar to the relationship her mother had with her father.
I do, and
this is the part where you go, oh,
yeah.
Really?
There you go.
Interesting.
That's what I
thought. Wow, mind blown.
They also reference that she's attempted to commit suicide
twice,
a couple of times. Yeah.
Yeah, the second time is actually a little bit puzzling to me because they reference that it happened in a similar time to the death of Michael's first wife, Chris Sarandon's character.
Right.
And I'm not sure, they never really go into why she attempted to commit suicide then, because she evidently ends up with Michael. So, wouldn't the fact that Michael is now not married anymore and could be with her is not a good thing?
Yeah, I think I got confused because didn't Michael's wife also commit suicide?
Well, that goes into spoiler territory there too. Because yes, you're supposed to. That's how it was meant. She jumped from a building.
Yeah, she jumped up the Brooklyn Bridge, right?
Yeah,
and in a single bound
until there's a bit of a revelation at the end of the film.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess we'll get to that. I guess we won't have to say that, but we can't get to that yet. This is tough. This is tough.
I mean, it's a bizarre film because really, it's not a bizarre film. It's a regular film, but I'm saying a lot of it happens in the last act.
Yes, it does. It does. It turns you the fucking. It's pretty straightforward for the most part. I mean,
it's character development.
But everything that's going on, even at the beginning, everything is spoiler-ish in a sense. Because you're introduced to so many characters in the beginning, and then there's a major revelation.
Right, sure.
Yeah, actually, the revelation comes much earlier than the final act.
Yeah, that revelation, and that doesn't...
Well, that happens. I think that's a second turning point, or maybe the first turning point. First turning point, I think, because she's set up, she's met all these people. There's a creepy priest at the top that is always staring down, but he's blind. And then... yeah, it's the real estate agent that reveals the dun 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 moment, which then starts turning it into a little bit more bizarre territory. So at first you're just like, these are very eccentric characters that we're meeting. And there's one line I wrote down because I fucking lost my mind. I'm just going to say the line. I don't know if you guys remember the scene. Here, Birdie, here, Birdie. Oh, my God. It was that...
I remember the cat and bird thing.
Well, no, there was a cat and bird, but no, it was like it was that whole scene where that guy was like chasing they had like all those animals, and the guy was chasing the bird, and the bird went into the pool.
Oh yeah,
like, here, Birdie, here, Birdie. The bird goes into the pool. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah, the Afghans are running around. The pelicans are jumping in the pool.
Yeah.
Oh, when all the animals went fucking ballistic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. All of them. The two dogs run off, and the bird, and what else was there? Some other fucking strange animal, right? What the hell else was it?
A human.
No, there was 3 animals featured in that ridiculous part, which was great. But yeah, he does say that. You're right. That's funny. You know what else I thought you were gonna say? Later on, those 2 fucking weird sisters, when they're at that party, the one girl says, their dialogue is just so, they're fucking loonies. She's like, one says, because out of nowhere they start doing this fucking waltz or whatever the fuck they do. British Meredith and Allison, our lead girl, which is like, what the fuck? But whatever.
The polka.
The polka, yes. They went right into it. And first of all, well, whatever. They did that, which is fun. And the 2 girls are looking, the one lady says, brings back memories. And then the other girl, her sister goes, I remember. I was like, what the fuck? These girls are just off their rockers. That was funny to me. Just that part there.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a bunch of laugh-inducing segments in that too, but
definitely. That dance is funny. Well, why the fuck? Here's what I don't get. Didn't you guys think she was really nonchalant after the revelation? She really didn't seem all that surprised, and she really didn't act like you. What if someone told me that? I'd get right out of the fuck up. Huh? I'm getting the fuck out of here. Let's go. This is ridiculous.
She should have left. I mean, I think the fact that she clearly has mental health issues
Apparently
probably played into the fact that she's probably thinking, "Oh God, I'm not doing well right now. I'm going to parties that nobody else is going to."
Birthday parties for a cat.
Yeah, right?
What
it was
was
like
his
an Alice in Wonderland scene. Or
What was the cat's name again?
Toonsis?
Not Toonsis. Wasn't the bird Mortimer?
Jezebel's
Jezebel.
birthday. Yeah.
Jezebel and Mortimer.
I thought you said Jezebel at first.
Hey, Jezebel. Hey.
It's a pretty interesting movie. I'll say that. A lot of things going on, and as more unfolds, it gets even more interesting. I think it's funny that they had a magician at a party.
It was the 70s, man. It was the 70s.
Isn't that great? Have you ever gone to like a house party or a party at someone's apartment, and just, those are great kind of parties. We just have a random magician there with fucking doves and cards and shit doing tricks.
Throwing like smoke bombs and knives into the audience.
Right. I think I want to have a party like that. If you guys were like at a house party, just chilling out, and all of a sudden a magician showed up, don't you think that'd be cool?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like magic.
Wow, who doesn't like magic?
I'm gonna pull Jezebel out of Mortimer's ass. Hey.
I'm gonna pull Jezebel.
I'll pull Jezebel out of the tip of myself.
Jezebel, it's fucking Black Phillip's cousin.
Uh,
I don't know. Do you think we should go into spoilers here?
It's funny, like we said, I think everything leads to the spoilers. The synopsis is not very difficult. Brandon said it earlier. She gets an apartment for herself because she's not ready to make that commitment to Chris Sarandon's character and move in with him. And she moves into a wacky complex. But it's a pretty cool set piece. I
love those. I love those apartments.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
Beautiful. Yeah. I love how they're complaining that it's $500 a month. It's like $400. I thought you said $500. $400.
Yeah, that was especially after looking at 1,000 at the one place and 600 at the other.
Well, that's when you know Miss Logan was up to something. When she immediately was like 400. You're like, because you're like, okay, is this woman? What's going on with her? Is she completely clueless? No, she's not completely clueless.
But they never really go into it. They don't go.
They never go into it. But the fact that
she's the lighthouse keeper. No, she's not the Sentinel. She's the lighthouse keeper for the Sentinel, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, she's part of
Yeah.
the what are they?
The crew, the group,
The Catholic priests that own it. She's part of this group, I guess.
the sect.
The sect.
Yes.
Yeah. But I found it weird that, it opens up, in northern Italy and,
Yeah.
Useless.
Why?
I think it was like The Exorcist. They just wanted to do like The Exorcist. I honestly think that because there's no reason for it.
Well, I don't know.
He's right, though. I mean, they're showing the people that they have to find a new guardian, but at the same time, it's like, then why couldn't there be priests meeting in New York?
Oh, true. Okay. I was misunderstanding his beef. Okay. It was just that you think that the scene is slightly necessary to set up the story.
I think the scene
not
is
there. Is that what you're saying, Christian?
I mean,
I felt like it was maybe they just needed a big opening in a different location, but I don't think it was necessary. I don't think it added anything to the plot because I remember kind of scratching my head going, well, that was really all for nothing.
Yeah, but see, that's right. Okay, I have to disagree. See, Christian, Brandon, you were thinking that he was just complaining about the location. He's complaining about the scene all around.
I think the scene would have played fine. I just feel weird that, this scene's here and then this takes... I mean, I don't care that the story takes place in New York. Whatever, it's got to take place somewhere. But then have, the meeting of this secret society in New York. Why would they be on the, thousands and thousands of...
The Vatican's in Italy. That was the only
Well, that's the
reason.
Vatican.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah,
That's headquarters. That's fucking headquarters. Call it what you want. That's what it is.
Well, actually,
You're
we don't know
fucking
if
with
it's the Vatican. They just said Northern Italy.
Right. Just like they said Northern Iraq in Exorcist. And they did too. That's great. It is an Exorcist.
Northern Italy. Done.
Yeah, they couldn't say the Vatican.
Yeah. They couldn't. They could. Geography was not. They know Americans are going to watch this. They don't know fucking north and south.
I don't know. Well, I know north and south, but I don't know fucking what's happening in fucking northern Italy. I mean, I guess I do. I'm from there, but part of me is. But part of me. I think I bigger dicks.
I hope it's the bottom half.
I wish I was from Southern Italy because that's where I'm missing.
But in retrospect, I like it that they showed that little introduction. I don't know. I'm okay with it. When I first saw it, I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? And then at the end, where I see what's going on here, I don't mind that they showed headquarters fucking discussing it. Right? That's what
I'm just calling it HQ.
It's the Catholic HQ. Straight up. Vatican City, man. Maybe they could have gotten by without it, sure. I see what you're saying. I see.
They didn't even make it seem like it was the Vatican. That was my point. Like,
No,
that was the thought. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But it's like, it just looked like they were just some random church.
No, you're right. Though it wasn't the Vatican. I said that's where the Vatican is. But so I guess it just said Northern Italy. But you're right. It was just some random church in Northern Italy. That was or whatever. Like they didn't make it. They could have done so much more. They could have made it St. Petersburg and right in the Vatican and the Pope, like maybe the Pope or whatever, made it bigger. If they're going to go that route, and really, is it the same? Is it the same priest that checks in on on David Carradine? That's who's meeting with them at the beginning.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yep. That's why I like that. That's when I saw him. Like, oh, so that's what.
And it's John Carradine.
Right.
Oh.
David was
Revenge of the Nerds.
That's no, that's Robert.
It's Robert. Yes.
David.
What are the Carradines?
David was Kung Fu, who was masturbating with a rope around his neck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, David. That's what's his name? You know him, Kill Bill. That's Bill.
Yeah, that's Bill.
Dude, I think that shit's gangster though. That it wasn't at the Vatican. It was. These were the real underground fucking guys that work for the Vatican, meeting in some secret place because it's fucking. It's kind of shady business, and they can't fucking take place at the Vatican. It's like. You know what I mean? These are
the child molestation cover-up guys later on.
Yes, it is. That's them. It's the underbelly of the fucking Vatican, man.
I don't know why I thought that when I was going to watch this again that I felt like this film was going to be a complicated film. Maybe the last time I saw it, I was confused by something, but this time it was just extremely straightforward.
Yeah, but you're almost making it sound like at a fault. Like I actually sometimes I respect these movies that just play out.
It's not a bad thing at all. It's just I don't know. Just
well, if you're comparing it to the movie we're going to be reviewing next, Yes, it's the total opposite. The movie starts and it plays out, and I don't find any fault in it. I quite enjoyed it. It was it definitely, like I said, there's some nostalgia scares there. I haven't watched this movie in years, so I enjoyed seeing it again. And I don't know if it's something I'll be watching every couple of months, but maybe once a year, once every 2 years, I'll check it out again.
Yeah, that's how I feel about this. It's not let's sit down and throw on the Sentinel.
I could see that though. I could see what you guys every other year or every year.
Yeah,
but not me. I can't. Ordinarily, I'm not knocking the film. It's just a personal thing with me that I can't.
Well, let's go into spoilers to talk about why.
I think it's dated. I think it's extremely dated, especially given some of the subject matter.
I like that though. I like time-stamped movies.
I like it too.
Especially this time.
It's not a fault. It's not going to affect my grade at all. I just think if you made a movie like this today, of a quality caliber like this, there's going to be a lot more subtext there.
Oh yeah, any movie that was made in the 70s doesn't fucking fly today in that manner. Just doesn't, unfortunately. But let's give our head grades and then go into spoilers. Head grades.
I have a sore throat. I gotta see the ENT.
See who? The ENT?
The ENT.
You mean the EEN?
Oh, the EEN.
Yes, the EEN. That's who you're going to see? Is that your rating?
What? How did we associate them again? What's that? We don't want to give number grades.
Not yet. No, we're doing the head grades.
No. Mild rumbling. I do enjoy this film, but there's no explosion here. That's not a bad thing. It's just, like I said, it's a very simplistic film, but it's a good film.
It's definitely worth a watch, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
No question about that.
And look, I was watching it on the DVD. I never upgraded to the Blu-ray, so I'm sure the Blu-ray looks phenomenal. The DVD looked phenomenal.
Oof, I don't want to see the Blu-ray. Good God. That's one Blu-ray I don't want to see. That's one upgrade I wouldn't make. But I'm with you. Mild rumbling with eyes, ears, and nosebleed.
Your nose and throat.
And I think
that's Dr. Lipschitz. I figured it out.
Dr.
He's your ENT, right?
I think I'm with you guys too. My
What?
number might be higher than what this says, but I feel like that's exactly it. I feel like there's nothing wrong with it. It plays out quite nice. There's a couple of thrills to be had. There's some scary moments. Like I said, the nostalgia plays into it for me, but I think I agree. Mild rumbling with some eye, nose, and ear bleeding.
All right.
Yeah.
Here comes the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoil away.
Freaks. Lots of freaks.
Ah.
Not even makeup effects, Dave.
Yeah,
I didn't want to bug you.
Please don't tell me how many were real and how many weren't. If you know, I don't want to know anything about what I saw and how much of it. I want to pretend that it's 90% makeup and only 10% real.
I feel like it's the other way around.
Stop. Don't even. Just give me that.
I feel like, I don't know if Christian has the numbers, but that's just how I felt. I'm like,
Oh,
well,
you just want us to talk about it because no,
I don't want to know that part.
I think it's 100%, and makeup is not going to be followed by 100%.
You're fucking nuts.
Well, no, there was a zombie or a zombie woman that was makeup.
the zombie was the only thing that was
the
real.
Balchinian.
The guy that had balls hanging from
the
his fucking
Balchinian,
face.
yeah.
Balchinian.
Yeah, ball chin. Exactly, like they did on fucking South Park when Butter dressed up as a freak. He fucking put nuts on under his chin.
I want to know, like, I really need to look this up. Like, not that I'm fascinated by it, but I've actually seen somebody in person when I used to work at a video store who has, I don't know what the disease is, but the guy with the giant head.
Okay, just
elephantitis. Yeah, Dave is gonna. Yeah, he doesn't like.
Yeah, no, I'll let it be. But I saw that when I was, I think I was like 15 or 16.
If I ever saw that, I'd probably be fucking.
No, it was actually quite startling because I didn't expect it, and I sort of looked up and he was standing at the counter like.
It's so unfortunate, like these guys. You have to go through life like that. I just don't. It's just horrible. Like I just feel.
Yeah, it's terrible. But
yes, it is.
Yeah,
and the other thing is being cast in a movie from it because what are they gonna do? Okay, we need we need any freaks. Come on.
Yeah, freaks to play minions of hell because like
Fairly insulting, yeah.
very insulting.
Insulting, but
Fairly.
at least they got paid for something.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. But it's like
Yeah, brought a bucket of fish heads. What do you think might go? Like they probably threw these guys.
Well, they probably had a casting call, and they went to it. I don't think they drove around fucking circuses looking for people.
it's like any trauma film where we're like, we need a really fat woman, a fat, disgusting woman who's gonna just eat chocolate bars in the gym.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I can't watch it. I can't fucking. I have phobias about fucking.
So the first major turn is that obviously none of the tenants in the building that she's meeting and partying with, Burgess Meredith, Beverly D'Angelo, all the others, are real. Or I shouldn't say real, are there right now. They're all previous tenants who were all killers.
And they're disciples of the devil, trying to tempt her to join the dark side.
Yeah.
Yes, because she's next in line to be the one
To be the Sentinel, she's the perfect
prevents that from happening.
to be the guardian of the gates of hell.
Their only hope is that they're gonna get her to commit suicide. Is that it? They can't kill her, but
That's the only way to stop the new Sentinel is to get them to kill themselves.
right there you go. And then in order to become in line for the Sentinel, you had to have tried to kill yourself before.
You'd think a simple
Crazy.
solution for that would be have a backup. Hey, Allison killed herself. Jill, you're up.
Uh-oh, we're screwed.
Oh shit. Where's Jill? There is no Jill.
You're
But
right.
why does it turn her into a blind nun at the end?
I don't know why you have to be blind to guard the gates of hell. I would think seeing would be one of the only requirements for guarding the gates of hell.
It's a scary image, but like it's an unsettling, scary image, but it's still you're scratching your head going, well, but why? Why couldn't you just be the pretty girl staring out the window?
I did like the fact that she almost accepted it once she learned about Michael and the fact that he had his wife killed.
Yeah, that was the plot twist I was talking about. So you're supposed to gather that him and that private detective you used
Oh, the private detective
was
is the one
that
who
actually killed her.
who killed her. Yeah,
but
he
he
hired
plotted the
him.
death. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that all
which
that, Dave, when you're watching it,
I think so. Yeah.
or the freaks bothering you at that point?
Oh yeah, by that point when I started seeing things like that and it got in my head that maybe this is that movie that I've heard about for years, I was not giving it the proper attention.
Wouldn't it have made sense though then for the private detective to be haunting the brownstone
Yeah.
if he was killed there? I mean,
Yeah.
I know his body was found somewhere else, but he should have been.
Yeah, you're right. So there are some fucking plot holes here.
I mean, a few things, not minor details.
No, yeah, I'm being unfair.
I wanted to know more about the second suicide. They never really went into it. Like, what was the cause of it?
I guess you don't have a cause for it. I don't know.
Really, I don't know.
If you attempted it once, then you can anytime attempt it.
And is the gates of hell? Is it actually the whole building?
Or just one door? I think it was. Yeah, who knows?
I mean, if it's
Well,
the whole building,
the
if
whole
it's the
building got
front
knocked
door,
down.
if it's the front door, why would he be on the top floor?
And the whole
Shouldn't you be?
The whole
Shouldn't you be
building
like the
got knocked down.
concierge?
yeah. You should be greeting the people right through where they say you could put a bike here. That's where you should be standing.
You could put a bike.
But they knocked
Man,
the whole building down to modernize it for her to be standing out that top window. I guess it's supposed to be the top window so you can oversee everything. But yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if she ends up becoming having a chronic case of palsy like the fucking priest had. Why did he say that?
Just as a reason as to why he didn't want to be bothered, why you leave him alone.
Have you ever heard of that? Have you ever heard somebody say they have a chronic case of palsy? First of all, palsy it would be cerebral palsy, and I think it's CP. I think you're born with it, right? You don't just develop it over time and it become a chronic case like it's fucking bronchitis.
Maybe it was balls palsy.
Balls, not bells. Balls palsy.
Oh, whatever.
Hey, my balls won't stop shaking.
Balls palsy.
My balls are
This one's drooping, this one's not.
This one's tremoring.
Yeah.
Well, palsy is just either a paralysis or what, like a tremor. So like a chronic would be like I guess a chronic tremor. somebody who had a chronic shake or chronic
A mild
paralysis that didn't go away
Okay, all
would,
right.
I guess, want to be left alone.
It's not something you would hear now, that's for sure.
Yeah, you don't hear. I never really heard chronic palsy, but do people even get palsy anymore?
You're born with it. It's CP. That's the only palsy I know. What do I fuck? They get Bell's palsy or Ball's palsy.
Bell's palsy. What's Bell's palsy?
It's like a facial, like almost like a mild stroke.
It is, and it makes half of your face freeze.
Yeah, what AC/DC did that album? Hell's Bell's palsy. Oh God! Now we're insulting the handicapped.
No, you
Yeah,
are.
you are. That's right.
Oh God!
I'm defending. I'm feeling bad about it, saying that it's not PC that they use that word.
Look, at least I use the word handicap. It's the most offensive thing is to say handy-capable. That's the most offensive thing when people do that. They're not handicapped. They're handy-capable.
What are you, fucking Jimmy from fucking South Park? You know Jimmy. Hey, what a terrific audience. You don't watch South Park?
And no, I don't. I watched the movie.
You're missing out. You gotta see Jimmy. Oh, jeez.
I did like what's Chris Sarandon's line that he delivered when she thought he was like still alive, and then he turns, and his like face is like deformed, and then she screams and his face cracks. I forgot what he says.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, the way he delivered that line. I forgot what the line was. Fuck, I should have wrote it down. But he said something. He said it like in a very creepy voice.
How about the way he was strangling the fucking priest? Wasn't that ridiculous looking?
Well, it looked like he was strangling a dummy.
Right. It is a dummy.
A powdered
Right?
head dummy.
Right.
A powdered donut head. And then he started eating his head. Could I get some milk?
Powdered head dummy.
You can see the wire used, like the fish hook wire or whatever, fishing wire used to pull the cracks in his forehead and cheek off.
Yes.
It was the old school effect. That's where Dick Miller invented that, and it typically works. But if you catch a little bit of, you catch a glisten from the lights from the camera when he's pulling it and the face cracks.
Ah, wow. Well, don't buy the Blu-ray. There you go. You don't want to see that in high def. It ruins it. That was cool though. That scene definitely was.
What did they say, Father Halloran? What was he before he was a priest?
Oh, I don't know. He was a regular person because everybody was that.
Yeah, everybody that either became a priest or a nun to guard the gates of hell to become the Sentinel had lived a normal life.
Yeah.
With some sort of sin involved.
Yes.
Some sort of redeemable sin. I think had they all tried to commit suicide? I think
they all did try to commit suicide. You have to do that to become a Sentinel.
That was it because suicide.
You have to be a failure. You can't even do
suicide.
Right?
Straight up in this film, suicide's a sin, but it's redeemable if you're a Sentinel.
There you go. Yeah, it's like the Bible. People in the Bible had to really suffer to prove themselves. Yeah. So there you have it. So that's where they got it from. The story of Job and everybody else. They just took that.
So at least Halloran was gonna go to heaven now.
Yep, along with Dick Halloran.
And Brandon's not allowed to dick hollering in his life.
I've made a lot of dicks holler in my day.
My dick's hollering because I got Ball's palsy.
Lots of tits in this movie too.
Yes.
Tits.
Oh, those freaky girls.
Yeah. Beverly D'Angelo fingering herself.
What the fuck? That was crazy.
That was great.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God.
This is
11 years from now, you're going to be on Christmas Vacation.
Right, she'll be the wet hot wife in fucking European Vacation doing that porno tape.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. That's awesome. So that was funny. Those fucking, there was some comedy with shit like that. And that party
and then Tom Berenger was at the very end.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum with his voiceovers.
Yeah, it was weird, huh?
Yes, I looked into that because I was like, it sounds weird, but they said it was probably because shooting outside, with wind and stuff, they do it a lot. So
Well, they did a lot of voiceovers in that. Even when the guy left the office, the private investigator left the office, he's like, "Watch over the office for me," and then you just hear a girl's voice, like you don't see anybody. She says, "Are you coming back?" And he looks almost annoyed, and he just slams the door and leaves. And I found the movie had that kind of like the misogynist overtone where there'd be scenes like that. Like there'd be no reason. Like you're just like, like shut up, and then laughed without even answering her.
Shut up, whore.
Yeah. Women were just stupid, and models or front office staff or secretaries or whatever like that. Like it was just like there just seemed to be like a disdain for females in the movie, to be honest.
Yeah, when even Chris Sarandon is like, no, I'm not a model. I'm a lawyer. Like, model. Those pieces of shit.
Fuck one, but
Lucky him, too. Boy, she was good looking.
Yeah.
Man. I tell you what, that cat and bird scene was awesome. That's all I could say. That fucking was like, wow. Fucking,
Yeah.
when do you see that? Cat fucking
Sylvester
eating a bird.
getting Tweety.
Right, it was Sylvester and Tweety. Yeah. That was fucking...
Now, were they real? Or were they
Of
just...
course not. I hope not. No, don't tell me that was real, too.
No, not real, like a real cat eating a real
okay.
bird. I'm saying were the images that she saw of
No, they were...
Jezebel eating a bird, was that real, or were they the imaginary cat and bird now showing their true colors as evil cat and bird?
They're evil. They're
Why
in hell, too.
are they evil?
Why? Who says evil is fucking... It doesn't end with people. There's evil animals, too.
What did that
Cats.
bird do?
Oh, it's the cats.
What did that bird do? It used to shit on people intentionally. That's its fucking sin, and it probably attacked people. It was one of the ones from Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. It survived. It
was also one of those crazy budgies from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2.
I was gonna mention Elm Street too, but then I didn't want to get into Rocky 4 again.
Exploding bird for no reason. That's fucking hysterical. Oh god.
Oh, that's what we should change our podcast name to.
What?
Exploding bird.
Budgies.
Oh fuck yeah! That's as good as fucking banana laser. That'll get us over.
Exploding budgies. I love it.
Oh, maybe that could be a special we do someday.
Bird horror.
But think about it. Obviously, they're basically saying that cats and dogs and animals also go to hell, so they're bad. That's the worst cat and that's the worst bird. They represent all the fucking animals.
See, I didn't think so. I thought she saw the cat and the bird, and that was just a cat living in the building eating the bird, squatting in the building. Yeah.
No, it was Jezebel. And it was supposed to be like that was when everybody was starting to come out, right? Like she saw the bird
for
first.
We're all coming out. Woo! Let's have a party.
Yeah, the cat and bird too.
That's
They were
what
coming
said
out.
Jesus Christ.
They were all gay too. On top of it.
Yep. Big revelation at the end.
Yep, that was a big. That should be a revelation in a movie once. That'd be cool.
Yep.
He was a gay bird. He was only into peacocks.
I don't know. Peacocks.
That's a big revelation in the new Friday the 13th. Is that Jason's just gay?
Yep. Yep. I don't know why that seemed funny to me at the time, but it... Oh shit.
So, what are we good to final rate?
Yeah, let's rate, not masturbate.
Well, I don't know. Talking about this movie, it almost brought it down a half a point for me. Just talking with you guys. So I think I do enjoy it. It's you have to if you haven't seen the movie, you owe it to yourself. See the movie, watch the movie. I don't think you'll be disappointed. You can't get bored from the movie. I think it clicks along. It's an hour and a half. It's done. I am going to settle on a 6.5 though.
Boom.
That's my rating.
I matched you. 6.5 is my rating too.
Wow.
I think I was at a 7 to be honest when I
Me
started
too.
this. I was.
Me too. Same exact thing.
To be honest, I was at a 7 also, and talking about it more, I think a 6.5 is a fair rating for it.
That's amazing. We were all at 7.
And I was actually thinking, even if you both said 6.5, I'm thinking about giving it a 7. But you know what? It's a 6.5. It is.
All right.
There's not much difference between a 6.5 and a 7.
No, it doesn't earn something about it. Just doesn't earn a 7. It's just by talking to you guys about it. As I was watching, I'm like, wow, this is really underrated and whatnot. And I can see it, but no, it has its moments, but. You owe it to yourself to see it. It's good. A 6.5 is nothing to be upset about. It's just yeah. I think that's a fair rating.
Right. It's worth a watch. Maybe you'll like it more than we did. Maybe you'll like it less. But it's definitely a movie you should watch. We can all say that. It's a recommend. You know,
Yeah.
Unless you have the same phobia I do, then maybe not. But it's the only reason I would not recommend it.
Of hot women.
Yeah, at least that does kind of help balance it out. There is some of that.
It's so weird that you have a phobia of that, considering you love having balls on your chin.
Motherfucker.
Oh man, I had to.
And on that note,
No, we're out.
we're getting to the main review. Ladies and gentlemen, this should be a rather interesting conversation. We're going to go right into, depending on what the title is, I'll say in both, February or The Blackcoat's Daughter.
All right, it's time for the main review. February, aka The Blackcoat's Daughter, directed by Oz Perkins, son of legend Anthony Perkins. Set at an all-girls boarding school, February tells the story of two women bound together by a series of sinister events.
Interesting.
Oz Perkins.
Yeah.
When we were trying, listen, people are probably, the first thing they're going to be like is, when they see both these films, they're going to be like, they're really not connected. I asked, actually, Jason Lloyd, because he was the only one I knew who had seen it, to kind of come up, to give me an idea of a film to pair with this, and he came up with The Sentinel, and honestly, after watching February 3.5 times now, almost 4 times, I still don't know what I would pair it with. It's a unique film. I'm happy that Oz Perkins is directing. It's got an awesome cast.
It does.
I just found out today. I honestly had no clue he was Anthony Perkins' son until you just told me that.
Yeah, he was an actor. I'd seen him in a bunch of different things. I think he was in Legally Blonde. He was in a bunch of random things, and I remember seeing him back in the day in those films. And I thought let's do a Oz Perkins, Anthony Perkins director's show.
Psycho 3.
But yeah, it would have to be Psycho 3, but then it would break up that, and I think he did one other film.
There's one thing I've got to tell you. All the publicity not the trailer necessarily, but the poster art, the title changes and everything like that are not doing this movie any justice. That's for sure, because the poster art, I actually don't think, it makes it almost look like a slasher film. Almost.
Yeah.
The girl standing in front of a boarding school, the bloody footprints leading up to it.
She returns as a tagline?
Yeah, I mean, it almost gives something away. It almost, it doesn't really help the movie at all. And
the trailer gives a lot away. The trailer gives a lot of.
I remember someone saying avoid it, so I think.
Yeah, I said that. I didn't watch it because I don't watch trailers, but I heard afterwards with the few people I spoke to about watching this movie.
Yeah, no, you can't watch the trailer and not get spoiled with a lot of things.
Sucks. I couldn't even imagine. I would be fucking.
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I hope nobody sees the trailer.
Bad.
February was the original title, and that's what it debuted at the Toronto International Film Festival last year, last September. But I think they've officially changed it to The Blackcoat's Daughter now.
Yeah, now it's The Blackcoat's Daughter.
So by the time this show drops, it should be around the time the movie's dropping on Select Theater and VOD.
Yeah,
close to within a week that this is when the show is going to be out. So that's what's going to be happening. I think it is going to be The Blackcoat's Daughter.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be The Blackcoat's Daughter.
But the poster we've been seeing is off February. Is there a poster out for Blackcoat's Daughter yet?
No.
No, they haven't found a black coat yet.
Quite frankly, I prefer The Blackcoat's Daughter as a title, too.
Me too. For this kind of movie, it doesn't mislead you.
I prefer The Peacoat's Daughter.
But yeah, that poster art.
Yeah, it's extremely misleading. It looks like a cheesy red box slasher.
And the funny thing is, yes, it does take place at this boarding school. Sorta. They really go, set at an all-girls boarding school. Yeah. Sorta. It is, but I mean, they play, there's so many other scenes elsewhere. And and you're just kind of it just, I don't know, kind of misleads you. It does, I've read about people thinking that this was a slasher film at a boarding school. You would think that, or it was something else at a boarding school. When you're actually watching the movie, instantaneously, within minutes, you're like, "What am I watching here?" Because this doesn't seem to add up, and it's either going to throw some people off right away, or intrigue people. But intrigue is going to be difficult because it's a slow burn. We use that term a lot on this show. And
it's a slow burn with something always happening, though.
Yes,
but it is definitely a slow burn. But there's something always going on.
You know what I feel? And it's not my original thought. I did read this somewhere.
Anthology?
Yes, it plays
Yep.
out like an anthology movie. And
It
I'm glad
really
you said
does.
And I don't
It
know
really
if you, I feel like I should give credit. I just don't remember where.
Yeah,
read
I
it
actually
from.
read that somewhere too,
That's
and
smart.
it's actually, I think, almost a perfect description because that's
Yes.
what it feels like.
What
It
the
does.
fuck?
It
Yeah,
feels
because
like
they
an
each have a
anthology
name.
movie.
Yeah, you got the three main female leads, and you get basically
chapter.
like a chapter from each of them.
It's like Ju-on. When you watch the Ju-on movies, how they they
and
have a
it's
person's
really
name.
well done. You see each of their perspectives, and
Yeah.
What the
then the wraparound is the final act of how
Yes.
it all comes together. Which so it really is almost like an anthology, and I did read that too
And
as
anthology
well.
with the same storyline, but different point of views
Yeah.
with the killer wraparound at the end, and
Yeah.
it really does play out like that. And I wholeheartedly agree.
That might have elevated this movie. Holy shit. Although, as we go on, you'll see I don't really need to elevate it. So, first and foremost, now you've heard me talk about Emma before on this show, Emma Roberts. That I think she's great, and
She's really I'm glad she's doing a lot of like horror thriller stuff because she's just phenomenal in it.
I just want her
I
to keep
agree,
going.
too.
She should just be going straight. Yeah, see what happens? I can't even talk. Straight
Scream Queen.
Scream Queen mode, and that
Yeah.
she was in Scream Queens too, which is funny. But really, she might fucking. She should keep going where she's going. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, when I saw this movie advertised, just a poster and just that she's in it, maybe I didn't even see the poster. Maybe Jason just said this is the movie with Emma Roberts in it, and I was like, oh, okay. I may or may not have seen the poster. I might have gone to IMDb and Buzz and checked it out real quick. And either way,
Well, to be honest, and I'm just going to interrupt you real quick.
It's
If you
okay.
go on IMDb, you can be spoiled just by looking on IMDb at the page for the movie. So don't do that. I'm not even going to reference what it is because even if I reference what it is, just if you're listening to this and you haven't seen the movie yet and you're planning on stopping before we really get into it, just watch the movie.
yep, just watch the movie.
Just watch the movie. Don't read about it. Don't look for anything. Don't even look up the actors or actresses until after you've watched it.
Yeah, I agree. Just
Good
go
call.
check the movie out because
Just check it out and then read away because that's what I've been doing nonstop.
That's what I did after the first time I saw it.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
Yes. And then I went right back and started watching it again, but it was late at night, later than it should have been. And I watched I watched the first 15 minutes again, and then said I better fucking stop and pick it up in the afternoon
Yeah.
if I can, because I could have watched it again after the reading and looking at it from a different perspective. But back to what I was saying about who's in it, and it's not because I don't love her, because I do. I've been praising her. I was saying that she stole the fucking show on Scream Queens, and I've always liked her. But coming into the movie in a way that was hurting my thought of what this movie was going to be, my perspective. I was thinking because she was in it that it was going to be like a mainstream horror movie, and then I was thinking something about it being. I was expecting, an average or better than average movie that she happens to be in. Just because she was in it, I was thinking it was going to be more. And I don't want to insult her because I love the chick, but just more mainstreamish, like something that you would see playing to the theater.
I hear you, and that's what's great about it. 'Cause
Right.
She chose wisely.
Yes.
And
Yes.
same with the main actor or the other main actress, the Kernan Shipka. First off, I didn't even remember that she was the daughter in
Yeah, Madman.
I didn't even realize it. And I remember her being a very good actress when I wouldn't say I watched that show religiously. My wife did. I cut episode here, episode there, just another episodic television show I didn't feel like getting into, but I enjoyed it. And she was awesome in that show. And I saw some of her story arc in that show too. She's amazing in this movie.
She is. I would dare to say that I feel like her character probably was the standout character for me.
You talking about Kat?
I'm talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about Kat. I even liked. I loved
She's amazing.
She was
the
great.
actress. The actress who
Stole
played
every
Rose.
scene.
Also, the actress who played Rose was great too.
Yeah. Listen, I like them all.
Oh yeah, the three lead girls are terrific, but I
Yeah.
felt like Kiernan Shipka was like a standout. I mean, she had
Oh my
she had a lot more substance, I guess, to her character.
Right.
Well, she is like in most of the movie.
she's
yes.
the focus, obviously.
I'd say she's like 70% of the movie for sure. And there's a scene, a shot of her with this filter on it, and it's so unsuddenly scary that I I said this scene alone, just from a psyche purpose, is going to be stuck in my head. Just the facial expression she gives in this scene. I love it. I will get to it probably more in spoilers though.
Yeah, it's a very dreary, nightmarish sort of like trippy atmosphere that the whole film is throughout, from opening scene to the end.
It's moody.
It's got great tone.
What a soundtrack!
Wow. And the soundtrack. And the sound design. Everything going on with the fucking music and the sound in this movie.
Yeah, there's no silence in the film. Even though it's not like heavy on dialogue in terms of this, they're not always yapping away, but it's just not at all. In fact, it's almost you feel almost like it's moving in slow motion, but in an unsettling, nauseating type way, like where it's like making you physically sick. Like you're like, oh, like you're part of it.
Right. Yes, exactly. See, I'm. It seems like we're on the same page here, and I didn't know what you guys were going to think about this. Because I'll tell you what, Jamie and Brian.
I was reading their posts about it too.
Well, you see, Jamie and Brian, this movie to me, I'm not saying it's exactly this or it's as good as, or I'm not even going to spoil what I'm going to say at the end. But Bone Tomahawk and It Follows and The Witch are all really good movies. Jamie and Brian love those movies, and so do I. And when I watched this movie, the impression I got when it was over, they were some of the first people I wanted to tell. So I was putting it on a fucking pedestal of that type of movie, that it was fucking, there's so much going on with it. And technically, it's fucking great and everything else. Story and fucking atmosphere and soundtrack and just everything about it was really, I thought, quality filmmaking. And it had its own thing going on with the way the story was set up. So I told them about it first, and I couldn't believe it when they watched it and they were bored. And what I said was, this reminds me of how I love The Witch, and I keep seeing people say that they were bored. This is the same type of, it had the same effect, where I didn't think it moved slow, was a slow burn, or fucking, I was bored at all, because I was not. I was like, something about the mood and the atmosphere of this movie, things scared me that ordinarily, it's hard to say why, but
that's what I thought you were going to say, Dave. That's what when I was saying, I can't wait to hear what you said. I go, this is going to be your new, or I texted you something, because I felt something. I said, to be honest, how you were describing The Witch a little bit is how I felt when I watched this movie. And admittedly, and I'm going to throw this down here, I admittedly was a little bit ho-hum at the beginning, first view. I was like, okay, get on with this. This is not what I was expecting. And then I was like, okay, and I was half paying attention sort of at the beginning. Then I was like, I kind of like what's going on here. And then it got me, and it kept me intrigued. And then I'm telling you, like, I went and I watched it right again. Like I said, I kind of did what you did. I started and I finished it today again for the second time. And yeah, it's a haunting film. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
It even had a feel of the Babadook at some points.
Okay, there's another one. Yes, that's another one that was critical acclaim and just and enjoyable, you know?
Yeah. Just
on a different level than a lot of the other good or great or whatever horror movies that are coming out. That's another one, definitely. Very. I never expected this when I sat down to watch this movie. Maybe that's going to make my score come in higher than it really is. But I don't think so, because I watched it the second time. But I don't know if it's the surprise of expecting one kind of movie and getting this or not. But I don't think so. I don't. I think I really enjoyed it that much. And
yeah, I don't usually watch them over and over, and I just keep putting this film on.
Wow.
I mean, I really do. I keep throwing it on. It's very intriguing.
It is. It's mood. It's melancholy. Is throughout.
There's so many little things you can pick up on with rewatches, whether they mean anything or not. It ultimately adds to your interpretation of the story as a whole.
Yes,
absolutely.
I guess we should, for people listening, there's 3 girls. I mean, we've already said this.
Yeah, it's Kat.
Chapters like.
Yeah, you got Kat and Rose, who are the 2 girls at the boarding school, who are basically waiting for their parents to come pick them up because everyone else has been picked up, but their parents are late. And then a separate story with Joan, played by Emma Roberts, You don't really know what's going on, but you know she's on the run from something. She's heading somewhere. You don't know what's going on, and you could just tell she's just anxious and scared at the same time.
Well, that's obvious. They don't hide that at all. When you first see her and she gets off the bus and she goes in that place, you can see that she has the hospital thing on her wrist.
Yeah, and
so
she
right
has
off.
it. Yeah, she's
flashing back.
Yeah, and there's flashbacks.
So she's basically escaped an asylum.
Yes.
And that's not a spoiler. As soon as you see it, that's presented.
Yeah.
That's about as spoiler as we'll get on this part, but whatever. And you see her story intertwining with this story. But at the same time, they're labeled, like I said, with Juan. They have somebody's name, and then...
Exactly.
Yeah, and they do that with each of them. With Joan, with Kat, and...
Rose.
Thank you.
It starts with Rose, and it goes to Joan, then Kat.
Man,
But at the same time, you're seeing all the characters throughout, but, in terms of point of view, it's like we start with Rose.
Yes, we do. Yeah, and we start with Rose. It's true, and you would think that it's her story when it's more Kat than anything.
Well, it's funny, when I saw the opening, I kept going back. I'm like, did I miss Kat's name? And then, I realized that it hadn't gotten to her perspective yet.
And Rose was great. Lucy Boynton or whatever was great. But
Boynton.
My issue, and again, maybe because, I know Emma Roberts now, but there are scenes where they look very much alike. I don't know if it was just me, and I'm like, well, who's... It would take you a second or so before you realize, oh no, that's not Emma, it's the other girl. But maybe it's just because I don't know Emma Roberts as well as you guys do. But I felt that they looked too similar.
They did. I agree. It's so weird because I'm watching the movie and I was distracted because I was waiting for Emma for so long. And at first I'm like, I see this girl's brunette. And I've seen Emma's brunette. It's been a while. It was when she was in Scream 4. It's when we first saw her, But it's been a while. She's definitely changed since, and she's definitely hotter. But she, we see her, and I'm waiting for her to be on the screen. Then at one point, I'm saying to myself, "Wait a minute, is that her? She's brunette." I go, "It does look a little bit like her." So I thought the same thing. Then they introduced the other girl, who has the features that Emma usually has, with the colored eyebrows and the colored hair and the hairstyle. And I'm thinking, well, wait a second. What's up with this?
Okay.
Anyway,
good.
You thought that too? Okay, yeah.
Well,
good
I
is
was
right.
confused.
Yeah.
I got confused, so I'm like, did they do that? Now the question is that something he wanted?
Oh wow, interesting.
I never thought of that. It didn't even dawn on me. This is like your guys' Drew Carey moment.
Nice.
No, I honestly, a couple of times was like, now who's this again? Is this? And again, it happened at least 2-3 times, I'd say.
Well, once I saw Emma, I knew it's Emma. It's over with then. As soon as I saw her, like, oh, there she is. There's my girl. Fucking finally. But we don't see her for like 20 minutes. I'm thinking, she's number one fucking top build in this movie. And it appears that these two girls have leading role potential. How can another girl how are they gonna, you know what I mean? I'm like, where the fuck is Emma? Is that her? Am I wrong? And then Emma gets off the bus. Oh, there she is. But it took like what? I would say a good 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, where the fuck is she? So that kind of distracts. So I'm glad I watched it a second time, because the first time I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, where is she? And I'm like fucking waiting to see her, and it ended up,
And that 20 minutes is what will, I think, make or break for viewers too, because it's that 20 minutes you have to get through, and it's well worth it because it's needed, and you're going to just get to all the good stuff afterwards and the payoff, and yeah, it is unfortunate because more people need to appreciate films like this, but this is a standout film for sure.
I'm with you. It is a standout film. I'm so happy that you guys are feeling this, because like I said, I didn't know what to expect because of my response with Jamie and Brian. I got the total opposite. I'm like, what the fuck? Maybe it's just me. But it can't be just me. Anyway, they just didn't get it. What are you going to do? It happens. But I got it, and I was like fucking on board, and I have nothing bad to say. The mood was so fucking good. It took over the film. It's a very unusual film, but it's funny because it tells a simple story if you think about it. But
that's I'm glad you said that, because I'm that's what I'm wondering about. Is the story so simple? Do you think it is so simple? Like, without getting into spoilers yet, obviously. Because I'm wondering if there's multiple interpretations of this story.
You know what? Maybe you're right. And I
'Cause-
shouldn't even say simple, because the only reason it became simple is because I fucking went on IMDb and looked for everything. And
But even
got
looking,
theories.
sometimes I feel look, not everybody's always right, unless, Oz Perkins comes out and says, this is what it's supposed to be. This is what I meant.
There definitely could be multiple interpretations to this.
And
as
I feel
well.
like there's certain scenes
Yeah.
that are like that are pro for one interpretation, and then certain scenes that are pro for the other, and it creates some confusion, but a good confusion.
Well, there's a good question that if you know the answer to, we might have to talk about it in spoilers. But I'll raise the question. But both girls are waiting for their parents. What do you think is going on with Kat's parents?
oh, we can't say that now.
Well, I know.
Right. Okay. Oh, I thought you were asking us all.
No, I am
Okay.
because she said something, but that's like unless I missed something, she just said something.
Yeah, she did. I know what you're talking about.
There's no
she
answer there.
She came out and saying, and it's the opening scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
And then her meeting with the father, with Father Brian. That's another scene where I think it's a more important scene than people think.
It's very important, but the first time I saw it, I just thought it was weird, and I didn't
It's
understand.
very weird. It's very weird. There's a lot of very
Yeah.
weird. It's a trippy movie. It really is. It's a trippy movie. You gotta
Yeah.
watch it. You gotta pay attention to everything. You're thinking, like, maybe at times, like, what the fuck is going on? But at the same time, if you just enjoy the acting and the mood and the atmosphere, it leads to a bunch of different really well done payoffs.
Absolutely. I thought their relationship was just weird between.
Very strange.
Yes, them having that conversation didn't make any sense to me the first time I watched it. But it also threw me off and made me feel uneasy, like a lot of stuff in this movie does. So that's cool. That's fine.
I think that's the ultimate goal of this film, is just to make you feel uneasy from the beginning, and it accomplishes that.
Yeah. And then when I get off and I watch IMDb, I watch it. I go to IMDb.
Why are you getting off watching IMDb?
Fucking A. I go there and I'm like, holy shit, I read something. I go, that makes perfect sense. And they talk about the smile, that she had a smile and why. And I'm like, holy fuck, that's why. Okay, now it makes sense.
There's certain dialogue. This is a line of dialogue that she says to him at one point at the very beginning, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Maybe it doesn't mean what everyone thinks it means. But again, this is going to be like a 15-minute
Yep.
kind of tiptoe around the spoilers, and then like 2 hours of spoilers.
I know.
That's
'Cause
it.
it's-
Like I mean, we've done what you could talk about in sport, like without spoiling the movie. We really have.
Yeah, you
done it.
can. I mean, it's literally just 3 girls' stories and how it all connects, but there's just so much going on. And
Well, I'll just say it's all about the mood, this film. And you're going to get it or you're not going to get it. That's what I think. That's one thing I think I've learned in so far about this movie. You're going to get this mood or you're not. But the way they talk, they talk very slow. But it fits the atmosphere of this movie. It's all like everything's done with intent. And that's what's so great about it. That's one thing I'll say without,
they talk with a sense of dread.
Yes, sense of dread.
Everybody.
Yes.
Some people, like Janie and Brian's problem was they wanted to know why. Why Kat was melancholy. They wanted more to the characters so they can be resonated with more. That you can attach yourself to them. And in this kind of movie, in my opinion, I don't need the whys. It's just, like I said, it's a simple story, I think. I think the premise is simple, different, and fucking very cool. That's what I think about it. And I don't think you need that other stuff. I think it's just not necessary for this film. This film it's definitely not style over substance at all, but the style of it.
But it is very stylized. Yeah.
Yes, it's very important. It's just different things about this film that suck you in, like The Witch. I'll say that again. I'll compare it.
We Are
again.
Still Here is another one.
We Are Still Here. Yes, definitely.
Another stylized film.
Yes. Well, I don't know. Is there anything that we think we should say before we go into spoilers? So,
Well, definitely check it out if you don't want to be spoiled. Obviously, stop and go check it out if you haven't already. We did have the luxury of being given a screener copy, which is why we were able to watch it multiple times and for this review, because I don't think it's readily available for everybody.
it's not. Well, it's August 25th and 26th. I think are the release.
Yeah.
dates.
So by the time this episode comes out, it should be.
So yes. Well, I guess if there's nothing else to say, we can give our head grades and proceed. We'll have to go right into spoilers. This is the opposite. Usually, it's 2/3 of the review are non-spoiler, and then you go into spoilers. It seems like this is going the opposite way.
All right. I guess I'll start. And I mentioned this to Christian before we even started this review about how much I like this film, but I'm not sure if I love it yet. I might, but I actually don't know.
You watched it 3.5 times.
And I watched it, and I don't know. But I think the fact that I keep watching it,
Yeah,
it certainly says something.
that's what happened with me and the witch.
So right now, I'm definitely at a half head explosion. There's definitely head explosion going on with this film because
Yes.
it's just so darn intriguing. So that's where I'm at right now.
And you know what? We were talking right before this, and I felt very similar to what you're saying. However, I honestly, if it wasn't 12:30, and by the time we're done this, going to be way late, and I got to get up early, would probably put it on again to watch it again because I really want to jump into the film again and check it out again. And that's funny, since the first time I was like kind of, what's going on here in the first 5-10 minutes? I was like, it's not really pulling me in. But then I just said, screw it, I got to pay attention to this and watch it. And that's what got me. I actually will say, I think I'm going for a full head explosion here.
Oh, nice.
Very cool. Very cool.
That is very cool.
Glad to hear it. And I'm right there with you.
Nice.
Fucking head explosion. Absolutely. Exploded heads. Fucking boom. So cool, man. I'm happy.
Now I'm even more excited for the spoiler review because I feel like I've seen the movie probably 3 times more than everyone else. And I'll
You've seen it the most.
Yeah, and I'll probably be talked up now.
Interesting.
And I would love to see this in the theater. I'm going to say that right now. Hopefully, the limited release is actually more like how even the Neon Demon came out.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably it's going to be in and out.
Hopefully, but even hopefully it comes into the town because the screener, I know it's a dark film, as in cinematography-wise, but that screener was dark. And I want to see, I think I just want to check it out in the theater and really see what it looks like on the big screen as well.
Yeah.
I'd love to. Honestly, I want to support it too.
I want to support it too, but
Absolutely.
I honestly
I'll buy
feel
it
like
for
our
sure.
opinions are going to be in the minority. I just do. I just have this feeling. That more
Weird,
people
huh?
are not going to get it.
I hear you. You can already see it. It's
Yeah.
very divided already. People
Yeah.
just going, oh, I found it mediocre. I found it. And you know how you said, oh, Christian, you can't go any lower in The Witch. You either like it or you don't. That's what it's going to be. And
Yeah.
I feel like I don't think there's a middling ground here, to be honest.
Yeah, this isn't a film where people can be like, "Oh, it's a 6.5. It's pretty good." But
I agree.
No, it's either gonna be like, "Oh, I hated it. It's a 3," or "I loved it. It's through the roof."
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how it sits. So we're ready to go in.
Yeah, okay, I'll count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's my noise for the night. My exploding head noise.
I got nothing to add. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. Let's just give our grade and.
Yep, we're gonna go watch it. That's it.
All right. So why don't we take this? I guess from the beginning. I guess the first obvious thing is what happened to what's the deal with Kat's parents?
That's my big question. My
that was-
only question.
That was the question I said, because they have a dream that there is an accident, but that's
They
just
do?
a dream.
Is it
It
a
is?
dream or is it a premonition?
Well, and then that's what you can say because of what's going on here and how the movie's presented to us.
See,
Okay,
I'm lost now. I'm lost.
it becomes so it's basically a possession film or it's a mental illness film.
It's both. She's obviously mental.
She's obviously mental, but I get the sense that if it is a possession film, that she's possessed from very early on.
Absolutely.
But she does vomit. there.
Oh, yeah.
Again, she can make herself do that. The priest does perform an exorcism that I guess supposedly doesn't work.
It does work.
No, it does work.
It
does
does.
work. That's the whole the crux of the story. That fucking she's returning to the only place where she can get it again.
Yeah.
Well, that's no.
And she says, "Don't go" when it leaves.
Yeah. The Babadook.
Don't go.
The big black bunny.
It leaves from her for a bit, and then when she comes back, at the end, you can hear footsteps or hoof steps.
Wow.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. Are you sure?
No.
Right,
You hear her putting the suitcase down with the heads in it.
That's
Which
what
I
she
thought,
does
which
when
I
she's
thought
crying?
was great. Which I thought was great. The fact that she didn't drive to the school because she doesn't know how to drive because she's been locked up since she's a kid.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
She
Wow.
puts the heads in the suitcases and then brings them to the warm place, like in the phone call. Now the phone calls are interesting because I believe, obviously the first phone call is they're not coming, so it's basically her being informed of her parents' death.
Yeah, but I think she already knew it. See, that's
She already knew it because she dreamt it. She had this premonition about it.
See, okay, this is where I'm differing. I didn't get that. I'm not saying it's not true. Maybe you're enlightening me, but I didn't quite get the beginning when they're dead, and I don't necessarily think that guy that came and got her is even her father because we don't see him.
No.
Anything. It's somebody else showing her that her parents are dead. Why?
It could be the devil. It
Well,
could be
that's
the demon who's
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
kind of
wow.
black-coated.
the black coated one. I mean, the black coat's supposed to refer to a clergy, but at the same time, black coat could just be some evil entity.
What the fuck?
That's what I thought. I just took it as like
I mean, I could take the possession part of it and say she wasn't possessed at all, and she's just mentally ill. If they hadn't done the whole spider walk in bed thing.
Oh, yeah, that thing when she curls up,
where she.
that part was that would be the part
That was the only thing
Definitely.
that showed me because even when he's performing the exorcism and it looks like she levitates in her bed, she could just be arching her back. When she throws up, it's not like a possessed type throwing up. Somebody who's mentally ill, and I mean at that point she looks like shit.
but the voice? Are you kidding me?
But the voice.
Yeah, dude.
None of the people are reacting to the voice, saying, "Oh my God, did you hear her voice? Did you notice that?"
They were
That's
stunned,
almost-
though. They were sitting there
They
stunned
were stunned by the things that
by
she
the
was saying.
word, cunt, right.
Yes, but she was told on the phone. One of the phone conversations says, "Kill all the cunts."
Oh, really?
Yes,
See, I thought you couldn't hear it. I thought I was going to tell you something, because I heard the one later, but I didn't hear that one.
I heard "Kill all the cunts," and then in the next phone conversation, like 4 minutes later, "You can stay with me. Come to the warm place,"
Yes.
meaning the boiler room.
Definitely I got "You Can Stay Here With Me."
Yeah.
That I got.
So when
Yeah.
are you saying she got the news of her parents' death?
Before she went to school that
The
day?
very first phone call was that, but she had the premonition beforehand. I think the fact that she's a lonely, miserable girl makes her susceptible to I guess, these powers, these evil powers. And
How about, wow. I think...
So what was the
different.
phone call? What was the phone call she got before she killed the two ladies? After she called them a cunt, and after they made the girl go shovel the snow. What was the phone call saying he's not coming or he's coming or whatever? Like
The
that?
headmaster.
that was her.
It was
Before
all
she
about-
killed him, that was the headmaster coming back.
Yeah.
The headmaster was coming back. You know why, right?
To put a stop to this.
No, he was coming back to inform Kat that her parents had been killed in a car accident.
That's what I was saying. That's what I thought. That's when she found out.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he came back with a cop.
Yeah, strike my last
That's
comment.
what.
You're
That's
right.
what I thought he was. That's why I was like, when did you guys think she was found out? Because I felt that's when she found out, and that's what almost became the catalyst. All of a sudden, then
No, she never found out because she had killed them before he even arrived.
Oh, and they weren't.
With the
They were
cop.
just whispering. They were just talking to each other.
They were just
About
talking
it,
to
yeah.
each other. Yeah,
Whispered,
they didn't
okay.
even. They didn't, and they never even said anything about why. They just said, shovel the path, Rose.
Right, down to the
Mr. Gordon, Mr. Gordon, or whatever his name is coming.
Yeah, because she said it was going to happen. Kat told her that fucking he was coming. She didn't.
Yeah, that he was
and then
coming. It's
the-
like she was like predicting the future. She knew it. She could see it, and she knew it because she
Wow.
was.
Listen, you guys just fucking threw me for a whole fucking other loop now. Because I honestly, if maybe that was the priest that was there, they don't show the face. I got to listen to the voice now. Maybe he was showing them the accident. But what I got out of it was that's how her day started somehow. And she saw that there was that accident and her parents were dead. And then she went to fucking school anyway. I don't know why, but she goes to school and she's definitely getting possessed when she's talking to the priest, and that's right in the beginning.
You think
know?
you think when she smiles and looks off to the side, she's looking at the figure?
Absolutely, and she smiles because she's happy because he tells her he's leaving for the break. They don't want whatever the demon, the devil, whoever. They don't want fucking the priest being at the school because they want to do whatever they want to do at the school. They want to fucking race him
that's
out.
the thing. The line was, "I'm sorry, you're gonna miss my performance," not her recital. Her performance, meaning all the chaos she's about to cause.
What the fuck?
Right?
Wow.
When I heard that line, I'm like, wow, that's interesting. You know, because they're talking about, he says, "I wish I could be here to see your recital. I heard your practice is going really well." And then, she smiles and says, I was just going to say, I wish you could be here to see my performance.
Holy shit. See? Okay, so now you heard what I thought. You think that that's probably not the way it is, but what Brandon said, or which one of you guys said that? That happened then. That's the priest showing her the fucking parents are dead. That's how it happened? So then why was she possessed? What the fuck? So that had nothing to do with her parents dying.
I don't think the priest is showing her parents are dead. I think the demon is showing her.
Okay, so you agree with me. So you think that's how her day started?
Oh my God, Brandon, your voice just went totally demonic.
Yes, it did.
Okay, it was. It actually made my skin just started fucking crawling. It was like it was so well timed. I don't think the priest got that. It was like, what the fuck? You heard it too, Dave?
Yes, I did.
Oh man,
that's kind of cool, actually.
Get your hands off me, cunt.
Yeah, and that's where because she seemed like such an innocent girl. That's where she learned the word from on the phone. Kill all the cunts. That's the line I heard.
Wow.
Kill all the cunts.
Wow. So, okay, Brandon, do you think that it happened at the beginning and she went to school like I said? Or do you think she just happened to go to school and start getting signs in school when she was talking to the principal and beforehand and then
I think it happened. I think it happened long before the movie even started.
Yeah, that's what I got from it too.
No, it can't be. It can't be long before because because they're waiting for her parents to pick her up, so they don't know that her parents are dead.
No, I'm talking about her possession. Her descent into madness.
Yeah.
Or her demonic possession.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, you got me. That's fucking good. Okay.
Because if you notice at the beginning, she's losing it. It's almost like she's trying to hold on to it because the very first scene is her laying in bed and she's got her fingers crossed like as if she's praying, and then all of a sudden they're not together anymore and she's having these visions. It's like she's losing control of herself. She's becoming like someone else.
Wow, man.
And I thought they played well with shadows, like there were shadows on the wall. You don't really, not that I really thought that that's a demon shadow on the wall, but with that, with dark spaces, with open doors behind her all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I just talking the priest with the open doors is really cool.
Yeah, the priest, and then there's very very eerie. You just sense that there was darkness hovering over her at the whole time.
Here's a question. What do you guys think about when the couple picks up Joan, and what's the meaning behind it? Here's what I think. I think he tells her, and he tells everyone that it looks like her daughter, his daughter that got killed, Rose. But I think in this case he's saying that, but I think he thinks that it looks like young Kat. Not in his wildest dreams thinking that she escaped the asylum, just thinking that this looked like her, and because I'm a man of God, I want to forgive this person. So in a way, by helping this girl here, he's trying to, in his way, show that he forgives the girl that killed his daughter. That's my theory.
And again, maybe I take things too much at face value. I thought it was like one of those crazy coincidences. It just happens to be that Dave met each other again, and it starts the catalyst into her redescent into madness, or wanting to reconnect with the devil. We're just watching this scene play out. That's why the wife is all freaked out when he stops the car, because he stops the car in the town, and that's where they get killed, and that's where she drags the heads back. But that's where she goes back to the warm place, and it's cold, so he has not returned. And she goes outside and seems to realize what she's done, and that's why she starts howling and screaming in her hands. I thought at the very end when she finally gave up, it was like 2 footsteps, like, and she sort of looks up and it goes black.
Wow.
Because if she had already put the suitcase down, because both of her hands are in her face, are they not? At the very end of the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
The suitcase was in the boiler room.
Yeah, but I'm saying at the end when she's screaming, almost like, oh my God, I've been abandoned. Oh my God,
right.
What has happened? And
Saved,
I've got nobody. And then at the very end, I thought I heard 2 and I said footsteps, but hooves or whatever. I thought that's what I heard. And she just looks up ever so slightly and it goes to black.
Wow.
But
So
I could be wrong because Brandon, you said no. None of that.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the boiler room scene.
No, the boiler room, yeah, was a dud. It never happened. In the sense of I guess she expected she had the heads for almost like the sacrifice, and nothing came of it. And so she was crying because she realizes she's batshit crazy. And was she always batshit crazy? Maybe at the very end. And I thought they were trying to end it on that note, but I swear I thought you hear 2 hooves at the very end.
Wow, that's crazy. It's like a Black Phillip ending. It's like a witch thing in a way.
And again, don't quote me on that. This will be your second or third view, Dave, and your fourth view, Brandon. But I thought that's what I got from it.
Wow, that's really cool, man. Damn. Well, here's what I love with Emma. You realize she's crazy because you're not really necessarily sure just because she was in the asylum and had that. She seemed actually kind and quiet. I think maybe she was troubled. I didn't think she was crazy, but until that scene where she goes into the bathroom where he shows the picture of her daughter and she can't contain herself. And you think that she's getting upset by her reaction when she goes into the bathroom, and then she lets out that laugh just for a half a second, and then goes back to that mode. And I'm like, wow, she's fucked. Then goes outside, and then she sees the knife, and she sees the cops, and then there's a little panic there. But it was she was so nice and quiet and unassuming.
Well, she saw it as a sign, like, oh my God, I'm gonna get back with the devil. With the demon, I'm gonna see him again. This is fate.
Oh, right.
That he sent me these 2 as a sacrifice. We're both heading to the same place.
Maybe that's the answer. Maybe that is the answer. Maybe the guy didn't pick her up because of my theory about trying to forgive the killer or any of that shit. Maybe it was fate, and maybe it's the devil's hand doing all this shit. It was only entertainment.
I'm not so sure. She definitely, to me, she didn't find him at the end. To me, she was all alone.
I agree. But see, now that whole thing with Christian in the footsteps is...
I just watched it again. That's why I was quiet for like a minute. I was trying to listen for it again.
And you didn't hear it?
The music is very loud, so it's hard for me to tell if anything's really going on.
I'll tell you what, that crying is scary to me. It's fucking haunting. Like, I felt uneasy both times I watched that part. I don't know why.
At the end?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it is very...
Well, it's also the music. It's like rattling and it's like building. It's like, and it's just unsettling.
I was just trying to listen to it again as we were talking there.
Both of you guys.
And I really couldn't. I can't tell if they're hooves or not, but there's just something that at the very end there. And again, because the music's rattling, I can't tell if it's just like static on that, but there's like these 2 sounds and she sort of stopped. It just at the very last couple of shots, the very last shot there, like I'm paused on that frame, and it's almost like she's crying, but she sort of looks over to the side. I don't know.
It's like a Sopranos ending, huh? Look up.
One way or the other, like the fact that when we snapped to her for the first time, I had no clue. Like, I don't think, did you guys instantly say this is her like 9 years later? No.
Nope, I didn't know till IMDb. I confess. I don't know. I didn't figure it out. And then I read it and fuck.
I'm not lying when I say this. I knew it was a different storyline. I knew it was her.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what. I kept thinking that she looks like her.
I knew it was her, and the reason why is some of the wording in the Cat Rose storyline was just not old, but it was 9 years old. Cellular phone, the poster with the laptop. There were certain things that just looked a little bit dated. I don't have a cellular phone yet, maybe for my
Right.
birthday. The headmaster was using a flip phone.
Okay.
It just I picked up on these things and I'm like, okay, I think that's Kat, but to me it was more about, is this demon real or is it all in her head?
That never did it because when I saw the fucking when she was bowing in the boiler
She
room
was
there,
just bowing. That's
I
all.
know, but the first time I saw it, it looked like a contorted thing. It looked fucked up to me. The second time it didn't, but the first time I had them like, well, there's something supernatural.
The
I
only
don't
thing
know
that
why,
the only
but that's
thing in
how I
the
saw
film
it.
that was supernatural was that sort of
That curl thing. I know
that curl thing.
The
And if that's
contortion.
not in there, that's the only thing that hurts it a little bit because I like having all these multiple endings, but I can't justify that unless she's a gymnast.
Well, it's weird too because we just cut to her in the middle of the night, and it's that really odd close up of her face, and then yep, she just does it. It was, and I agree. I don't even know if that was necessary. And that bowing scene, I thought was a cartoon. I thought it was animated the first time I saw it. Funny
See?
that you said that, Dave. Second time, I'm like, oh no, it's just her bowing. But
Yeah.
it was very weird the way they did it with the lighting and whatnot.
You know what it looked like? Did you ever see those things that are like if you go in like a haunted attraction and they have those guys, they're like rubber and they're usually bald and they're guys and they sit up real quick and then they go back down and they sit up and they rock. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's what it fucking looked like to me.
Like
the
those
first time I
gas
saw it.
station things that blow in the wind.
Gas station. Oh, you mean those wacky fucking things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucked up, but
I love the scene where Rose and Kat are talking, and Rose says to her right before she puts her to bed, "Do you need anything else?" And she's like, "Nope, you had your chance."
yeah.
Oh man, what a line!
Awesome, because she totally flipped. Like she was totally blowing her off in the beginning.
Everybody
fucking-
blew her off.
Yeah,
Everybody.
but I mean-
that was the whole point. Look, the opening dream is her parents dead in a car accident, so her parents leave her. Then it's Father Brian who's going to Albany. He's leaving her. And yes, that smile might be a good thing that he's leaving because she's gonna wreak havoc. But he's leaving her. Then Rose refuses to watch her because she's not feeling well because she's got a pregnancy scare going on. And then on top of that, the headmaster tells her, "Well, you can't live here." Says that line, "You can't live here." So he's rejecting her. So she's so alone. And all Rose had to do is say, "I'll look after her." Yeah.
Yep.
But no, once she says no, it's like, that's it. You're over. You had your chance.
Yep.
Oh man, it's such a good line.
It was great because, yeah, she did have her chance. She a couple times, she was saying you got her to do this because the headmaster says you do and whatever else, and all she did was tease her a little bit and then started gossiping with her for a little bit about these girls that have fake hair and somebody who's worshiping the devil and something else. Like, but she totally blew her off until later on, and then she noticed something was going on when she said that my parents are dead. When she said that, she goes, "That's a terrible thing to say." And as soon as they had that conversation, for some reason, she wanted to kind of take her under her wing, but I guess from where Kat was sitting, it was too late.
It was too late. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you notice after she was told, like, "Don't go in my room, don't touch my shit," and she went in there and she's looking at the picture, like she
that
rubs her
picture.
finger across Rose's throat in the picture,
Does
like
she?
like as if she's cutting her head off.
Wow.
Yeah, she's rubbing it right across her neck as if she's like almost like decapitating her. You think it's like a sweet scene, like she's
Right.
I didn't get what was with the "you smell pretty."
Just
I don't
a line
know.
to say.
Yeah, it is creepy. It
But
is.
that shot that I mentioned, that she looks absolutely haunting, and if you look
picture?
look at it again, holy crap! It just sends shivers down my spine. It's after she kills Rose. It's just this close up of her, and she's just in a spacey. Her eyes are all kind of black. It's a green hue, and she's just all spacey out. And it looks so haunting and just frightening.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna reference that or the scene where the cop confronts her.
Well, that's what I knew in the movie when we're going back to that line there too, because they showed her with a bullet wound.
Yes.
Roberts, and then of course they show the flash of the cop shooting. Then of course when the cop comes up, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's her. Later on,
Yeah,
how did I
yeah.
how did I not think of it earlier and all that?
Wow.
And a lot of people were confused as to what Rose was seeing in the corridor before she got killed. And I just wanted your take on what you thought she saw
I was
there.
going to ask that because it just looked like a bloodied body. But
Yes.
Right. What was that? Nobody noticed.
it was.
At the bottom of the stairs?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys what the fuck that was. Was it a person?
Yes, I think it was.
I don't know what the fuck it was.
I think it was
should've
Mr.
paused it.
Gordon. I think it was Mr. Gordon, the headmaster.
It really looked like a kid to me. It looked small.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Mr. Gordon. I mean,
Wow.
look, him and the cop went into the sister's house. They found the two decapitated, obviously, just the bodies, because she had walked. Obviously, you see the 2 lines of blood leading to the dorm.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 lines of blood is her carrying the heads. So the headmaster must have ran ahead to go check after he saw that the sisters were dead, to check to see if Kat and Rose are okay. At this point, he doesn't know what's going on. He just knows Kat's parents are dead, and he comes back to find this. So he's running ahead, and evidently Kat sneaks out, kills him. He's laying in a pool of blood there, and then Rose sees it. Because then the cop comes in. Everyone's like, oh, it was the cop. Like, no, the cop didn't die. The cop's the one that shoots her and ends the whole thing.
That's true. Right.
It was the headmaster, Mr.
Yeah.
Gordon.
Wow.
Mr. Gordon said.
Right.
Well, then why didn't she have 4 heads at the? I guess she didn't cut Mr. Gordon's head off.
Because he said,
Kill the
I
cunts.
think, kill the cunts.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that was the line. It's a great line. It's,
it's a great line.
it is. That should have been the tagline. February, kill the cunts. February is no longer Black History Month. It's Kill the Cunts Month.
Oh yeah, February. Right. I was wondering why you said February. It's the name of the fucking film. Idiot.
And again, the whole it's all in her head. She's just gone insane. Would be fine if again, you're right. If they lost that acrobatic.
That's the only. That's the only scene.
Not the only thing though. Also, the premonition of her parents dying, because that just because you're mentally ill doesn't give you the premonition of actually seeing something true. That makes it more along the lines of, I think it's something being supernatural, which then leads me to believe it is demonic. Why can't I say this word?
Demonic.
Demonic. Oh my lord.
Demonic.
I'm like hooked on phonics there. Demonic.
Hooked
And then
hooked on phonics?
yeah.
Hooked on demonic.
Hooked on the phonics?
Yeah, hooked on demonic.
Yeah, you're right.
Demonic.
The premonition scene. It's a weird scene anyway, because does being possessed automatically give you like this sixth sense?
Wait a minute, though. If it's the devil and it's not a premonition, then that explains it right there. The devil fucking shows up and says, "Here, your parents are dead. Come with me."
He said it to her on the phone. They're not coming.
I know
but
that.
she had the dream first. Like, if she had the dream after, it makes sense. Okay, I got this weird phone call that might be in my head. It might be real. And then I had this crazy dream where my parents were dead. And then you could be like, okay, that could just be mental illness. But she had the dream first and then got the phone call. So the timeline of that one is a little off and hurts it. And the fact that she did the gymnastics in bed. But if
Hold
it's...
on. She's not mentally ill at all. How about this theory? She's already possessed, and that's what's causing that to happen. That's just one form of possession. It's kind of like torment, and it's happening for a reason. She's possessed, but the only time she feels great is when she's back in the thick of it. Oh no, she's not. Yeah, maybe she's partially possessed.
Do you want us involved in this conversation? You want to be alone for a little while?
I got too many ideas bouncing about this movie.
Right? And that's a good thing, and I could see why people are going to respond negatively, because maybe some of the areas are a little too gray. Just a few.
Yeah,
just
I
a
think
few,
you said
but
that.
I like it. I like the fact that we can't really figure it out, but we can, but we can't. We have an idea. We have 10 different ideas.
Yeah.
I like that, though.
It's great, and there are fucking brutal, intense fucking stabbing scenes and murders in this movie.
Yeah.
It just goes bananas all of a sudden.
And it's
Boom,
not
boom,
super
boom.
gory, but it's
No.
intense. That's the
Yeah.
scariest part. Like you can't have beheadings without saying, how is it not gory? But it's it's funny the way they do it is not super gory, but yes, there's beheadings, 5 of them.
Yeah, and look, I don't want like the two big complaints that I read about, and I'm sure you guys read them too if you were looking this up. Were one, your face doesn't age that much in 9 years. You're not gonna go looking like
That's
Kieran
stupid.
Cat.
Disagree. It works fine.
It's a movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's a movie. You can't have because people were like, well, why didn't they just get one of them to play both characters? Because that would have given away one of the little twists. I didn't think it was a huge twist because I felt like I figured it out pretty early on.
See, I didn't. Wow. And I'll tell you what, when she stabbed the couple in the car and killed them, it took me by total fucking surprise. It dumped me on my ass.
Man, I wish I was as simple as you.
I know.
By that point, I'm like, oh my god, I'm like.
Question, Dave, because I just gave my interpretation. I just thought it was. I took a face value, and it just happened to be this couple ran into her again. As they're driving, she realizes she killed their daughter, and now they're coming back through that town. There's got to be more to it than that.
Yeah, I think it was her job to kill them. She had to kill them, maybe.
What did you take away from it, Brandon? Or did you see anything different? Or did you just take it that part as face value as well?
I took it as face value. I just saw it as just a 1 in a million coincidence. I mean, they were heading to the same place, so it's not super far-fetched. It's wintertime, obviously, because they're going on the anniversary, so the roads are going to be pretty desolate. So if you're driving and you come across a bus station, you see a young girl there, because she's not that old. She's probably supposed to be 23, 24 at this point, because she was a freshman when she did all the killings, and it's 9 years later. You would probably reach out for some help.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah, I'd help that girl if I saw her too.
If I saw him, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, come on, yeah, I'll help you.
Yeah, but you guys.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, whatever. If I was single, I'd try to help her one way, and but I would definitely, if I saw Emma Roberts crying,
There was something else people were complaining about, besides the fact that the characters didn't look like.
What'd you say?
There was another complaint that a lot of people were posting about. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know. Fuck it. I'll tell you what. There's a haunting shot for me. When you guys were talking about a haunting shot, I'll tell you what fucked with me is that, that school picture thing that she's taking?
Uh-huh.
When they show her, how they show her, first she takes it in the beginning, she walks in all confident, and she takes the picture, and then the scene ends, and it's in slow-mo, and it's her taking her school picture. Then we see the school picture, as you said earlier. I didn't realize she was beheading it, but she's looking at her, that little thing when you get your school pictures back. They're in that thing. You guys remember those things? Those little envelopes? Yeah. She was looking at that thing with their school pictures that are to be sent home, probably because it's vacation time. Makes sense. But then they go back to that scene again after she's dead, and they show that picture, and as soon as it snaps, and the bulbs go off, she makes this fucking very sad face.
Yeah.
Very fucking sobering. And at first I thought it's because she's dead. That's just fucking scary. And it got me thinking about real people that are murdered. And I don't know, it's just fucking, even thinking about it now, it's like a fucking scary thought to me. I don't know, it's just a fucked up thing, I guess. But maybe it's not because of that. Maybe it's because in real life at that time, she was pregnant and upset about it.
Well, that's the thing. She was dealing with the pregnancy. She was freaked out about it.
Right. So I don't know which it is. I mean, the first one's much more haunting to me, but I just like that touch.
It turns out she wasn't pregnant at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she got her period right before she got killed.
How the fuck do I miss this? Okay.
Christian, you picked up on that, right?
When she was in the washroom, right? That's what she was coming out of the washroom from?
Yeah, when she started smiling, she was happy all of a sudden.
Oh, okay.
Although the one thing that threw me off was the scene right before that. She's standing in front of the mirror, kind of rubbing her belly, almost as if she's having, feelings of happiness almost about the idea of being pregnant. And then all of a sudden she starts spotting.
Isn't that some shit?
I know, because I got caught red-handed.
Oh.
Ooh.
Bada boom. Fuck, it's really bothering me, this other thing. I know there was one other, big thing that people were complaining about. I was like, no, it didn't.
I don't know. I know
people were complaining about the look of the demon, the fact that it looked like a big rabbit.
I never thought that, but I just thought it was a horned fucking thing. But
it didn't bother me at all. Why does if it looked like a devil, everyone like, oh, it looks like such a generic devil.
Right, people said that with like Lords of Salem. They got fucking pissed off because of the way some of the things looked in there. I go, what do you want? A fucking devil with a pitchfork?
You can't please everyone.
No.
I like the fact that it was this big fuzzy looking bunny rabbit thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's creepy.
It was creepy. We should give our score soon.
I'm
Sound
so
good?
torn. I mean, I do love this film, and I'm very torn of what to give it.
You guys didn't answer me. I said, sound good?
Yes.
No, it's from the movie. Remember the fucking headmaster kept saying,
sounds good.
sound good? Yeah, that's how they answer him. Sound
Yeah, they said they used that line twice.
I know
the,
they did.
The sisters said it, I think, or something too, right?
Well, yeah, they said it. They all said it at the same time when they were having that like assembly when he was giving them the speech, and then later when he just had Kat and Rose in the office and saying that you guys are gonna have to stay together and stay here, whatever it was.
Yes, that sounds good.
Yeah, and then he said it, and he said sound good, and nobody responded, and then he says Catherine, and then she said sounds good. Oh fuck. Well, I tried. You guys, I thought you guys knew this movie better than I did. Apparently, I was mistaken.
What's your rating then?
I'll tell you what, because I have a negative, and I kind of feel bad about having the negative, because maybe that's just the context of this film. It works because it kind of does, but I feel that exorcism scene, I mean, it is integral to the plot. It just seems like it was just so generic for what this movie is, and that's my only beef.
Like a throwaway exorcism.
Yeah, just like generic. It was just like what everybody does. The Exorcist. You walk in, you sprinkle a thing, she rises. In a movie like this, you expect more. That's what I think. I expected it to be a different type of looking exorcism. It just seemed like something I'd seen a million times.
Yeah, I almost would have preferred if he just kind of didn't even do an exorcism, just kind of I don't know, put his hand on her head and just started screaming at her face.
Yelling at her, "You motherfucker! Get out of that body! I summon you out!" Like that? That's what you wanted?
That's a new wave.
Right?
But it was so sad when she said, "Don't go." That was a really heartbreaking, evil, creepy scene. That was our only friend. Abba-Zaba, you my only friend.
Ooga booga.
Abba-Zaba. Have faith. Booga booga.
Booga 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 booga. I'll tell you what, okay? I had that one negative, and it's a very small negative, and it's maybe I'm alone on it. It just, I don't know. But they did have to have it, because I like that, obviously because of Don't Go, because then we figure out what the whole story's about. So it has to be there, but for some reason I wish that's the only thing I could change. However, I'm still fucking very high on the movie. Took me by total surprise, and I really, really can't recommend it enough. And I am coming in at 9.5.
Whoa!
Wow.
Not a 10, but a 9.5.
Holy fuck!
Well, that's exactly what I had written down.
Wow.
9.5.
9.5.
And if I had to turn it off after the first 10 minutes and whatever, I probably would have said, yeah, it's a 5 and whatever. So it's just the way those first, I must have not been in the mood. I wasn't focused, but I got myself in the mood, and I enjoyed it even more so the second time. So
yes, the second view, I implore everyone to watch it a second time, and really, this movie begs for a second view. And
hey, I'm on my fourth view, and it honestly, it might get 10 views before the end of the year.
And we gave it 9.5. It's only seeing it twice, and you're going on your fourth. Holy shit!
Yeah, I want to come in that high with you guys. I really do. This is honestly for people that know me, this is the type of film I love. These atmospheric type. I mean, obviously we've been covering a lot of these films. In terms of a lot of these moody type films. Between House on Pine Street, Invitation.
Yeah, this is the year of it. It seems.
Yeah, and I love these types of films. These are my types of horror films. I don't need blood and guts. I mean, it's cool and stuff, but with these thinking films, and it's got me thinking so much. And I'm watching it over and over. And I'm gonna continue to watch it. I'm not coming in as high as you guys yet, but I'm close. I'm at an 8.5.
Oh, half a point away from the Hall of Fame. Oh,
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think of that. And
I was
honestly,
waiting here. I was like, be a nine.
oh, you know,
I was
I didn't even realize that, and I can't change it right now.
No.
But obviously, with these high grades that we've given it, even an 8.5, these are gonna be contenders for year end.
Yes.
So
Come year end,
honestly,
Michael.
honestly, I'll definitely obviously be watching movies again for the year end, and if I like it even more, and when a DVD drops and you get some hopefully some director's commentary, some stuff might be cleared up. That's like, oh, awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
And it could just continue to go up because I love everything about the film. I just feel like there's just a few things that are just maybe too gray for me, just a little too gray. I love gray, but it's a little too gray.
There you go. That's fair.
But I still love it, and the acting was top notch.
This will be in your top 2 before the end of the year.
It's definitely gonna. I'll tell you what. If something rears itself above fucking The Witch and now February, or the Blackcoat's daughter, I should say. If another movie comes in and it gets ahead of fucking this, then this will be by far the best year in horror in a very long time. Just
honestly, I'm right there with you on that because we started off with obviously Kill Game, and then
a little slow.
And The Boy was a disappointment to me. But after that, everything we've been reviewing is just awesome. We've just been reviewing some real heavy hitters.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting, and I'm only like 20 some odd films in. So
right, same
and
here.
Still a lot.
20.
Yeah, definitely. So.
Now that we've said it out loud, next episode, which is going to be a twofer, so it's going to be an old and a new, hopefully with a better theme than, not a better theme, but a theme that actually makes sense for both.
It was Satan this time, I guess. That's all we can
I guess that's it. Thanks, Jason.
Satan or the lack thereof.
But it is hard to compare this movie to something else, honestly.
It is.
I don't know. I honestly do not fucking know. So, whatever. At least Jason thought of something with some type of connection. So
I almost thought about when we were looking, but I felt like the movie was too new, and I don't think I ever saw it. But that one from a couple of years ago, also taking place at an all-girls school. I forgot what the name of it was. Ah, shit.
The Woods?
Like The Woods, but not The Woods.
It'll come to me. I don't know.
It'll come to me, or it'll come on me.
Brandon Bukaki.
most likely on.
Yes.
Most likely in my butt.
So next show, 2 movies. Hopefully, no, not hopefully. Hopefully we do continue the streak. But now since we've said it out loud, I predict that next show, the new movie will not be as high as as they have been. As high as Hush and Invitation and Green Room.
Oh, Hush!
Now
I forgot about Hush.
And Witch. They've all had pretty solid scores, except for Kill Game at the beginning. But for the most part, and The Boy was close. But now that we've said it out loud, now next show will be it'll be shit in the bed. We'll end up doing have a 5 or a 6 again. Hope not. Hope this year just keeps fucking going because wow.
Almost a Hall of Famer. What is it? 28 or higher?
Yeah.
And what's the Hall of Lame again?
Was it 12? Oh no, it was 9. I'm an idiot.
9 or below. Yeah, because I know we put Sleepaway Camp Survivor in there.
Yep. We have one official.
We have one official in each.
Yep. We have fucking piece of shit Sleepaway Camp the Survivor, and we have Rosemary's Baby as the only Hall of Famer.
Before we get out of here, because I know you're going to say, let's get the hell out of here pretty soon. Let me just say, because Brett and I posted this. Brett posted it, and then I concurred with it. They Look Like People. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
Everybody, check it out. I feel like nobody's even responding to the post. Check out this film.
I want to see it.
Yep. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna see it. That's my plan.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll do it. We will watch it. And what we're gonna do next time, we don't know. Don't know what's coming out yet, but if you get real desperate, maybe it'll be They Look Like People. Just to keep the streak going. But yeah, let's get the hell out of here, right? Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's go hang out in the head lounge. Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Peace.